we can easily identify you. So we can easily identify you. It would help in the facilitator and give us an idea of who we have actually in the class.
Bad breath.
Yes, so as I said earlier,
Every breath.
For an amazing experience, and we have some new members joining us, so it's another opportunity for us to introduce ourselves almost all over again. So let's go to the chat room and introduce ourselves. So I am Olutayo George from Pertinence, Lagos, Nigeria, or the UK or the US, as the case may be. So let's go to the chat room and introduce ourselves. So I'm Vivian from Lim Simple from Lagos. So let every other person meet you. I'm Abel from Pertinence, from Lagos. Let's know the organization you are with and your location. Very important. Okay, let's also turn on our videos so we can see you. We need to see your faces. I love the beautiful pictures we're putting, but we need to see the faces as well. Yeah, so I'm waiting in the chat room, Let's see who, let's see you. Okay. Kenny, please make Adeoye co-host. Okay, so we have Leko from Lim Simple, fantastic. We have Tosin from Anthony, Lagos. We have Aldo David from Real Vest Pertinence, Lagos. Okay, let's hear more. Vivian from Lim Simple. Who else is in the room? Waiting for you. Oluwa Bukumi, where are you from? Yeah. We're still waiting to meet you. We're waiting to meet you. So as we mentioned during the class last week, that we'll be continuing with Mr. Adeoye today. So we'll be wrapping up basically. We'll be wrapping up of Mr. Adeoye, the session we had with Mr. Adeoye. So all those questions that we had last week that we couldn't conclude on, so we can kick off from there basically. But I'm very positive that he has answers to all of our questions. Okay, so Ibukumi from Pertinence, thank you for joining us. Mr. Tayo from Pertinence UK rep, thank you. Please let's get every other person into the room so that we can start at a good time. Bolaji, please help get to the WhatsApp group and inform everybody that we are live so that everybody can join in at once. I want us to be able to cover all that we need to cover and still at the same time leave here at a very good time, that's 6 p.m. because we do have a lot to do. Yes, please join. As you're coming in, please come in with your name saved with your organization, your name and your organization, so we can easily identify you. Then if you are here and you've not joined the WhatsApp group, you're not on the Sales Academy August Diet WhatsApp group, my colleague Balaji will post the link for you to join. Please click that link and join the group. We have, during the course of the week, we realized that a lot of you, especially from a particular organization, haven't really joined. And we sent text messages to everybody. So please, if you didn't see the text or you saw it and you thought it was a scam, it's not a scam, it's from us, yes. So please join the WhatsApp group. Click the link on the text message you got and join the WhatsApp group so that you can get information from us faster and with speed. As I said, ensure you sign in with your name, your registered name, please, very important, your registered name and your organization, your registered name. I know you might be using another device that is not assigned, that is not yours, but your registered name is critical. You sign in with those details. Bolaji, please share the link so that you can so that they can join the WhatsApp group, because there are a lot of information that would come to you from related to speakers, to Sales Academy, related to Fit Gear, related to Nia Adesoya, and we don't want you to miss out on it. Okay, Mr. Toye, you said you didn't see any message. Okay, probably because I don't have if you're using the Nigerian number, we would most likely have sent you that message. But notwithstanding, Bolaji, please share the link now in the chat room so that people that are here that are not on the WhatsApp group can join in. Very, very important. Yes. Then, okay, so I'm going to do this now and probably do it again when it's time for us to join the team session. So I just want to mention key things that's very crucial. We've always said that you should turn on your videos. We noticed some things. We noticed that during the last sessions, when it was time for the team activities, some people do not join the group, the team groups, and that's because their videos are turned off. They are not actually there. So we had some people just there and not actually joining the group. So that the interpretation is that you were logged into the class, but you were not present during the class. So that's why we need your videos. And communication, because a large percentage of us came in through our organizations, we are compelled to give a report at the end of the day of attendance and participation and all that. And attendance report on attendance is that we can see your you. Your videos are turned on. We can physically see you, not a picture. That's the attendance report on attendance. Report on participation is that you are in the group activity, you are in the team, the breakout sessions, and you are active. You're active in the breakout session. That is the report on participation. So those two things are critical, especially for us that actually we're sent in by our organizations. So I need your videos to be on during the course of this training, and it's all true. So we have my team at the back end that would be going every 15 minutes, doing a snapshot of everybody, and to have an idea, so we can capture the fact that yes, we had you actually present in class. So it's crucial that your videos are turned on during the course of the training. And also, I will say this again about the team activities. For the team activities, as you've experienced before, there isn't going to be one of us, that's one of a feed gear representative in your groups. You are to get into the discussions on it by yourself. The easiest way to break the ice is just introducing yourselves, basically. So as soon as you get into the meeting, into the groups, one person just starts the introduction, introduce yourselves, and kick off with the discussion as the facilitator has directed. Our team activities is going to be for 15 minutes, so we'll have little time to cover. You have little time to actually conclude on your discussion. So it's crucial that as soon as you get into the meeting, the breakout rooms, you kick off on your activities. And it's crucial you join in immediately as soon as you are assigned to a room. So that's very, very, very important. Okay, so we're trying to wait for a lot of people. Bolaji, please share on the group again. Share on the group, the WhatsApp group, for people to come into class. We're supposed to have at least 100 please share on the group so that they can join into the classroom. Bolaji, my colleague has also shared the link to join the WhatsApp group. Please click on that. So during the course of this training, during the course of this session, there might be one or two persons that you have in your direct network that you think would benefit from this by the time we're having the next one. So my colleague Bolaji is going to share on the group too the referral, the link to join the referral platform. So just take that. She's going to send a link with a message. So just take that and send to whoever it is you have in your network that this would be beneficial to. We would also post that same message on the group and share to our that will benefit from this. Okay, so during the team discussions, if you have any challenges or you need more clarity and all that, by the time you get to the groups, there's an icon that says ask for help. Just click on that icon and one of us will come in. But we'll just come in to attend to whatever situation that's in, not that we're going to be there for the rest of the that I'm going to share with you. Okay, the video effects affect the audio most times. Okay, audio breaks from here. Okay, Vivian, we've noted that. So okay, your video. Okay, so we've noted that because of you want to enhance your in terms of instruction, okay, I will still go over these instructions again. I'm just trying to do that now at the beginning. I have the most time to myself before the facilitator kicks in. But as I said earlier, one is that your video should be on, because we are going to give a report to your organization about this training, and the report is attendance and participation. And the report for attendance is that your video is on. The report for participation is that you're active in the team, in the breakout session activities. So it's crucial you are very, you comply with it. Then we need you to sign in with your name, and you would sign in with your name, your registered name, and the organization, so we can easily identify you. Group for this program, a group for this program. So my colleague has shared the link on the chat room. She's still going to share it again, so that if you're not on that group, please click on it and join now, not so that you don't forget. Click on it and join now, so you don't forget. Mr. Day is around. I would just, okay, does anybody have any? You could just post it in the chat right now. Okay, if you have any questions, you have anything to share, any observations, please post it so we can attend to it before we kick off. Bolaji, we still have about 5 persons in the waiting room. Let's admit them. Edwin is, yes. Okay. Okay, so since other people have joined in, as I mentioned, I also mentioned earlier on that we have some new persons coming in. Actually, during the leadership series yesterday, we gave out some fantastic deals for some people to come to join the class, and they were able to do what they needed to do, and they joined in. So we have some new members here. So can you just introduce yourself? If you've not done that, introduce yourself in the chat room so that we can all meet you. I can see Ahmed Ajibade from Pertinence Limited. I can see Edith from BRG. Who else is just joining in for the first time? If not, notwithstanding, please everyone introduce yourself in the group. John Ajat, thank you for joining us. It's nice to see you today. Hassan Ismail, thank you for joining us. It's nice to see you today. Grace Ajulu from Pertinence. Okay, I think I'm just, I assumed yes, it's a lady. Okay, great. All right, so I need to see your videos. Your videos needs to be turned on. It would help with participation and engagement. Okay, so without much further ado, let's welcome Mr. Adeoye as we dive right into the session for today. So let's clap for him. Let's clap in the chat room. 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 Yes, you can use the icons. Let's clap. Let's clap. So Adeoye, you are up. The floor is yours, and the class is waiting.
How are we doing? Good evening, my people. So there's still a lot of people in the other slide that I can't see your picture. Lemmy, Abel, Adetunji, Bright, Jim, Zoka, Grandiel, Ayodeji. Olufemi Isaac is fighting. The guy is bony. I mean, he's not turning his picture. Olawale Aremu, Emmanuel, Dele, Omotayo, Pastor Geraldine just came in. So I'm not seeing you guys. I need to see faces. Okay, thank you very much. I will not ask you how it's been so far. I know all the facilitators have been very wonderful. There were some questions for me last week. Can we start from there? Our new people, welcome. You'll catch up somewhere along the line. Phrygia team, Juliet, please,
Yes.
which slide did we stop? I know Mr. Olutayo had some questions for me.
Yes.
Did any of the other facilitators handle it, or do you want me to still handle it?
No,
Anybody
you
ask any
still
question? Okay.
You still handle it.
Thank you.
Yes, you still handle it. Sorry to cut you, for those just joining in, we have plans to make available the recorded sessions to everyone. That's why you should be in the WhatsApp group, because that's where we are going to share it. So we're going to upload, the videos are quite heavy, that's why we've not been able to share it since we started the course. They're quite heavy, so uploading is taking so much, and especially with the internet service providers, internet service network we have in this part of the world. But the plan is that all the recordings will be uploaded and shared on the platform for everybody to have access to it, but it's at a limited time. So it's not going to be uploading, and as soon as you get it, please go through it for those that are just joining. And also, even if you're part of the class, it's a refresher for you. So that will be taken care of. Kenny, can you take us to his slides, share his slides so that we can proceed from there. I remember Mr. Tayo had a question, and one other lady, I remember her name yesterday, but I can't see, she's not in the room right now. But I remember Mr. Tayo had a question. Yes. See, waiting room. Adeoye, you are on mute. Please unmute yourself. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Do we have any other questions apart from Mr. Tayo? Do we have any other questions so that question doesn't start begetting questions? So, Mr. Tayo, do you want to ask your question again before we dive deep, or we should go on?
You can unmute yourself, Mr. Tayo.
Okay, because now take your question after Mr. Tayo. Let's take Mr. Tayo's question.
Yes,
Okay.
Yes, that's her.
Can you hear me now, sir?
I can hear you, Mr. Tayo. Good afternoon, sir.
Thank you very much. My question goes back to this theory.
You were saying that the mind of the consumer takes precedence in the sales process, that the consumer and what the consumers needs take precedence before your product development and design, or anything at all. It is the grail, it's the holy grail. That's what you're saying.
Actually, the way I sort of wanted to present it is this. You know, like when you want to design that mindset kind of things, and those are the kind of things you believe will move you towards achieving a sense of meeting the needs of the client in this case. Now, my question is, because when I listened to what I heard from other people there, it appears to be bringing out the products, discussing the benefits without actually hearing what the customer or the client needs. And that is where I got a little bit confused, that if you want to start designing something like that, is it a case of saying, I have a property that you can buy for 20,000 naira, or trying to get into the mind of this person, which I think in one of your slides, you did mention something on question. And I found that very interesting, because if you do not question the client per se, you will not be able to identify the need. So I felt if I was to be throwing the product at the client, I'm more or less assuming I know all the needs of this person, rather than providing some sort of teasing questions that the individual can then answer. And through the answers this individual is giving, for instance, I'll be able to develop what the intent of that person is. I'll be able to develop what the context is for that person. I'll be able to ascertain whether this person needs it immediately or not. And then, also show me the macro moments based on that theory you gave us. And those are the things that will lead me towards developing that mind set that we want to work on. So I'm kind of torn between speaking with people, asking them questions, and letting them provide me with unlimited answers. And from the answers they provide, I probably will be able to identify a lot of that individual's needs, so that by the time you produce your products, you'll be able to highlight in all the relevant areas that will make that person feel, yes, all my needs have been identified, because they would have told you what their needs are through your question and answer session, rather than me just saying, I have this product, it's at Ibejuleki, it's at, you can make 50 million naira per year or something like that. So that's why I got a little bit confused. Maybe me, I'm being out of tangent with the theory you're trying to put across, or
No.
I haven't got it right somewhere.
It's not different. And I like what you said about the other speakers. And I like the fact that we waited till this week. Some of the other speakers, like selling to HNIs, and some of the other models, Juliet, I want to see people's faces as I'm talking, please. Okay. Whoever is behind the console, stop the slide for a while. Let me just, so that we soak each other, the environment in before we move into the slides. Yes, right. yes. No, okay, let me leave. I'd like to see, okay, so, yeah, don't worry. So I've left, so here's what I want to say. Thank you for that, Mr. George. So the man who did HNIs will most likely told the direction of what I also said last week, which is, it is the product that is elevated and the customer or the consumer is dragged or pulled towards the product. So this is what is going on. In traditional sales and marketing, what you are saying is 150%. That is the holy grail. It is always about the consumer and the customer. But over the years, we are seeing some other kinds of realities with the consumer. One of the chief proponents of that new line are the HNI or the luxury product category. And this is the thinking, that consumers, again, don't know what they want. This is what Steve Jobs said. Steve Jobs said, if you give people survey, they don't know what to write. Look, nobody can believe that people are going to buy a phone that is 500,000 naira, 900,000 naira. What are you talking about? If they give anybody survey before the Apple blow up, nobody will take that price. Nobody will take that thing. But when they see the product, they sort of begin to make up their minds. See, nobody. Oh, wow. Please, there's a village meeting going on. Somebody should help me. Atilogu dancers are dancing with Keke Napep people. Somebody help me mute. So there is a whole category and a whole new thinking in sales and marketing, particularly in consumer psychology, that says consumers don't also know what they want. That in fact, what they want is what they have seen. Let me explain. You only miss, according to my grammar, you only miss soup because you have developed a taste bud for it. If you don't know that a certain kind of recipe exists, you don't develop taste bud for it. So the questioning model and the model of depending solely on the consumer is only at a level and at a realm. At another realm, people don't know that some other kind of worlds exist. When you now show them that world, you make it aspirational. You make that place what they look forward to. You sell it to them by experience at an indelible manner. I mean, just to tell me that Father Christmas and all these Tom and Jerry, I will spend $300 to go on one swing and that's finished too. I mean, for a young boy from Oyo town, I mean, for me, I mean, my late mom, who is a teacher, who is a principal, and my dad, who was a civil servant engineer, they're going to whip me if I started life that way. But right now, anytime I hear about this, I'm always very excited. The same me. What has happened is that I've seen luxury and I've moved at a level, and then I'm excited about some things I was not. Somebody told me, I met a man at Itro who showed me, I mean, I've only seen a Patek Philippe, is a brand of a wristwatch like Rolex. I've only seen 2 Rolexes in my life. And when I asked about the price, they said it was 1.2 million naira each. Now, if you fill a questionnaire and say, dear Mr. Adeoye, tell me to fill a questionnaire, can you please indicate the comfortable price of Rolex of a wristwatch that you buy? My hand can never go there. But when I met this guy at Itro, he spoke to me about Patek Philippe, and then we spoke about the brand position of Rolex. It was the one that told me that Rolex is seen as not your own, but Rolex is for your children and your children's children. And when you put on Rolex, you are seen as having arrived. You are admitted into a certain hall of fame. Now, there is no survey, no consumer intel that can make me know I can desire Rolex. I won't go to that category. My hand will not tick it down. No customer service or consumer intelligence staff can make me think I'm going to go for a Rolex because I don't even have the worldview to identify it. But as experiences mature and I experience it, but if the manufacturer is not bold enough to place it on the shelf and manufacture and start the process. You see, luxury products, for example, are products that mentor their consumer. The luxury product assumes a position of luxury. The luxury product assumes the role of a parent. The conversation is like, dear Mr. Oluteyo, my name is Anna, and I'm calling you from Switzerland. Thank you for today. Last time you patronized us was about 5 years ago, and that Rolex is being retired. Now we're going to go into the factory for 2021, and if you don't make your orders now, and they ask them how much they can tell you, for example, theoretically, they say it's 3 million naira. Then you go, oh my God, I can't afford that. Then they begin a conversation with you. Eventually, you order for it. They sort of mentor you. It's called mothering. They mother you into buying the thing. It's not about your mind anymore. They play games literally and draw your emotions out. Now, here is what marketers and marketing psychologists and sales psychologists now began to find out. That eventually everybody aspires there. That even the middle income guys are aspiring to also put on Patek Philippe or Rolex. And so the mass market, which is the middle income, they are people you advertise to, the people that consume advertising, gradually advertising and marketing is finding out that products will rather be lured and seduced, consumers will rather be lured and seduced this way, rather than the functional marketing. At functional marketing levels or at functional sales levels, you sell the benefits, which is where the consumer is saying, this is my need. What's the benefit of this product? At superior levels, where the real budget of marketing comes from, is a little bit beyond need. The appetite of the consumer must also be pulled by the product because competition has gotten mad. A bank is a bank is a bank is a bank. Cigarette is cigarette is cigarette is cigarette. Beer is beer is beer is beer. What is the unique thing about your product that will make me 9 out of 8 times to walk through your door? What makes Apple Apple? Why would I pay that kind of money, my friends? I still cannot understand this. The Babalawo that did that gas for them is a strong Babalawo in quotes. I don't know why I would queue for a product I'm going to pay times 3. And it's just a phone. Excuse me, it's a phone. A phone. Hello, Juliet, how are you? I'll be in the class soon. It's a phone, it's a phone, it's a phone, it's a bloody phone. The cost of manufacturing the phone, at all, ain't bad. They can't spend $200 to manufacture one Apple phone. It's not possible. But the price you pay, the first set of Apple phones will not be less than between $2,000, $2,500, $3,000. At the level of functionality, it's about desire of the customer and the consumer. As branding, as the products and the competition begins to play on the brand and all the elements, the entire thing itself is less than 10%. The price you're going to buy it in the market will be less than 10% of the actual production cost. The remaining is the brand equity and how much you're able to attract. And you know, it's like all the products are standing on the shelf. Like these are pens. This pen is saying, look at me. That pen is saying, look at me. Both of them can write. That is the need of the customer. Where profitability and excellence and who will win the game will be dependent that can tell me that you can't do without me. Then I begin to sell things like prestige on this pen here. But any pen that keeps talking functionality is a matter of time will become like Bic or Biro. You know, I didn't say Biro, I said Biro. That's the Hausa word. That's the Hausa phrase for just pen. And look, at the base level in the market, everything is the same. GTB is a bank. Zenith Bank is a bank. UBA is a bank. What's their name? Is a bank. How do you get to the point where you can command higher prices in the market for the same value? It's a game of the other kinds of equities that you build on the brand, on the function. I wish it was physical class. I'll draw it on the board for you. Equity. See, pricing runs away from functionality. See, I wish you can see at the bottom here is functionality. High prices here. You see, what you can charge on functionality will only be 10 to 20% of your actual market price. Beyond that place, if you want to go up to high and really make money, profitability exists at the level of brand influence. When you come down from an Emirates flight, there is a feeling. In fact, the word is don't upgrade your ticket, upgrade your airline. The Emiratis say don't upgrade your class, simply upgrade your airline. Because the seats, economy seats are very, very comfortable. Do you get what I'm saying? However, there was a time when people would be saying things like, it's not economy. If you go to another class, so products that sold with functionality is what the consumer needs. At a higher level, you bring out the taste board from the consumer. That's where the game is now. And that's why I recommend both. I recommend your understanding of the consumer, what the consumer needs, with the moment in life of the consumer, layer your products there and do drama, do all the brand distinguishing factors. Make sure that you give an experience on top of, because at the end of the day, I wish there's an airport, one of the best, most beautiful airports in the world, the international airport in Singapore. When you see the place, there's a rainforest 247. It looks like you're in paradise. People pay extra 500,000 naira to route their flights through Singapore. And please don't think that is it not from here? I want to go to China. Must I go through? If Dubai is better, why will I go and land in Singapore? I don't want to go to Singapore. Leave me alone. Wait until you go once. Once you experience that airport once, acquired taste has happened to you. But if the people at Singapore ever put together a survey, would you like to see rain coming out in the airport in the afternoon? Nobody will think yes. What does aeroplane have to do with having a tropical rainforest in the middle of an airport? As a Yoruba man, I'm going to say something like Egba Mike, and do they know what they are doing? I want to arrive at my location, but until you visit that airport once, the manufacturer must risk and put that thing there. When you visit once, you generally are looking for the opportunity to be back on the flight. I've told people before that economy is the same as first class. Even I've told somebody, I said, let them put me in the engine. The way we hustle for visa in those days. Even if they put me inside engine, don't worry, I'm fine. Until I was opportune to do business class. Then I knew that Muhammad, apologies to Christians and Muslims, and Jesus Christ are different. That's to be sleeping and to be dead are not equal, even though both of them are lying and they are looking the same position physically. That we came there at Heathrow or at GFK, where we didn't have the same experience. So I've been in a flight before that my knees were shouting when I finished. I won't mention the name of the airline. That was my last time I entered that. I was on that particular airline. It's like one of the European guys. I did not go there again. There's nothing. In fact, it will be the last flight in town. What am I saying? When the Emiratis were building their aircraft, they were told that they were going to go bankrupt. Specifically, they were told that it was too much and it was extravagant. Their planes were built up a certain way. In fact, they operated their business at a major loss. There was no customer survey. What they did was that they did some surveys, then they surpassed all the surveys that they got. Cabin pressure, leg room, care. Many people don't know that on the Emiratis, you are allowed to ask for anything you want, even in economy from beginning of the journey to the end. Many people don't know. I mean, on Qatar, Etihad, the Emiratis. If you try it on the European airlines, there's a way they'll look at you. Once you ask, they'll just give you, you know, this food that they give to non-vegetarians. Once you ask for a second, they come and give you one potato. The potato will make you want to vomit, after which you don't ask for anything again. But somebody said, with the Emiratis, ask to you. Look, one guy drank, you know that small bottle of champagne? One guy in the economy drank 18. When we got to Dubai, the guy was looking at time. I wanted to work behind me. I mean, I'm sorry, I want to call it a tribe, Igbo. His leg wanted to. I didn't know when I said in Yoruba. He drank 18 of those small champagne, and we're giving him. Once he just do his hand like this. For me, that's an experience. You can't do it on the European. I mean, they just give you one small shot. If they give birth to you, not sip until they get to it. If they give birth to you, continue. What am I saying? When they were putting it together, they told them that no. In the first 5 years of their operations, when the Emirates started, and then by extension, Qatar and all those other guys, they shook all the European airlines. Till today, they are shaking them. The Singaporean Airlines was built to be extravagant and unnecessarily expensive. They said nobody was going to ride it. It will shock you, sir. They are one of the most profitable in that region. Look, people save up. People kill themselves to save up. The human soul and human wants and needs cannot be legislated. This is what psychologists have found out. You cannot legislate the human soul, and I can tell you that as a psychologist. What the soul wants, the soul will get. It's a matter of time. And if anybody's here, you think that, let them put me in Nigeria, I will get to it through. It's not 6 hours. It's not true. The day they give you economy, and then you understand the city arrangement. From there, you have become converted. All right. I hope I answered your question, sir. That at the beginning, consumer intelligence from the mouth of the consumer, but it's consumer intelligence that the consumer does not even know that is in pain. The consumer cannot crystallize that there's some requirement that the consumer cannot crystallize. I can give you examples. Do you know that Mercedes-Benz? How many people notice that the recent cars are being manufactured? Mercedes-Benz, if you are driving any Mercedes-Benz car now, your hand can reach anywhere in the car, particularly backseat. Before I wasn't like that. They observed that women who were nursing mothers, who had their babies, Mercedes-Benz did a research and found out that they didn't see this in any survey. They put cameras in about 30 to 50 vehicles. They noticed that the women were struggling with reaching to their baby at the back seats. And it was not in any survey. It was not in any survey. It was not in any survey. No consumer told them. Based on that, they decided to do more observation, and they threw out 1,000 Benz, and they put cameras in them. They observed that people struggled with the length of reaching the car. The between the tip of the fingers and the shoulder, they want you to be able to reach anywhere. And from the moment the Benz cars did it, it became the holy grail in automobile. So, what am I saying? There are some feedback you can never get from consumers by survey. They don't even know. They don't know. There are people now that don't understand what Apple is about. And I was like that before. I was on Android. I came to Apple, then went back to Android. So I can talk about it. Let me tell you, I used to tell people that I used to use Apple that they are mad. I say, what's wrong with you? It's not laptop. But the thing, first time I use a laptop, what kind of nonsense is this? I bought up one day 290,000 naira, iPhone 7.5. Then as I was going to my car, it fell down. Then the screen cracked. I couldn't sleep all night. Because like, who deceived me? But with the cracked screen, I used the Apple for about 3 or 4 years. The day the Apple phone was stolen from me on the road to my 2, I cried when I got home. I cried the first night. By the time with the cracked screen, there's a way I flip it in meeting. So, yeah, there's no call, just to show when I'm negotiating. Yeah, right. Then I want to get one big pouch and put it here. And then you are working like a gamma lizard because you're using Apple. Apple confers another identity on you when you start using it. That is what you're paying for. But nobody could tell me to fill Apple in a survey. I will never fill Apple phone. What are they? What are they applying? What are they queuing for? What are they mad? How can you be queuing all night for something? Are you mad? You're going to lose your sleep. You may not even get the product. What's wrong with you? No customer intelligence in the books can ever fathom those kind of moments. But they exist. That's why we can't limit our intelligence to the product and the functionality realms, because that place is red ocean, where distinguishing happens. At the end of the day, a phone is a phone is a phone. A bank is a bank is a bank. A human being is a human being. That thing on top of it, at times the consumer cannot even define it, and it's typically thrown at the consumer buys it. Right. I hope I answered a little bit, sir. I hope I answered a little bit, sir. Or mute, sir, Mr. Otero.
Yes, you did. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Okay. All right, so let's go. Somebody I will try the best. Yes, try it. Try the best experiment. Your hand will be able to reach most of the car. Try it. The back seats all round. Benz is very powerful with R&D. They put cameras in the first set of Benz, and then they observe people that use it. The recent Benz cars are sleek. You know that feeling when you sit inside Benz, that heavy, that rhinoceros, that thing that you're driving Benz 230 or 180E or 190E. You are feeling like the king of the road. Mercedes-Benz has changed it. The recent Benz are sleek. There's a feeling of, that feeling came from the Toyota cars, because people complain that the Benz was too, I mean, if you're not, family meeting, testimony, family meeting is going on. The guy is in the middle of a whole family clan meeting there, so see, Mercedes-Benz before, Benz 130, you know that those Benz are full steel. Benz was steel. They wanted to create steel. They now mistakenly made it a car. That's Benz. If Benz just collide with it, that's when you see the power of Benz. Bad steel. When you're inside Benz, if you're not awake, let's say you are feeling drowsy, and you still want to drive Benz. Once you sit down, your eye will open, because there's a feeling you are driving a rhinoceros. That's the feeling. There's a very heavy feeling. The new Mercedes-Benz cars from about year 2010 upwards, I can tell you, are far sleeker. You don't have that feeling of, only people that use Benz will understand. If you have used 230 or 180 and you're driving the recent Benz, you understand. Or you drove B-Boot, the last of that era, you know the new Benz. There's a feeling of being sleek. That sleek feeling came from Toyota, came from the Asian Tiger engines. Now, there's no customer survey that can capture that. There are people that love Benz because of that feeling. So, yeah, I'm daddy. Even if it's 190E, you feel like you're daddy. King of the road. There's no customer survey that can capture those kinds of feelings. Those things, manufacturers figure them out, and they fuse it in product development, and people rush it. That's why it's not all about the consumer. It's also that your product can confer on the consumer a certain kind of reality. All right, Oyinkosola, I can see your hand. I'll take your question so that we can shoot in the class. Hit me with your question, Oyinkosola.
Okay, hello. Am I supposed to? Okay, so my question is how to identify like your target audience and probably like know their purchasing power.
How to identify your, yes.
Okay, so I said how to identify your target audience and know purchasing power.
how to identify your target audience. That's a very, very, very wide question. What industry, what product, what segment, what category?
Okay, well, I work in fintech, right? I'm also a freelancer, so fintech and writing, I think.
Okay. Generally, there are only two categories of product segmentation. Primarily, there are other kind of categories. There are about 5 or 6 in total, max 7, but there are basically 2 ways to understand it. There's either mass market, what everybody is buying, or, selective, high-priced kind of a product that only a few persons are buying. Those are the 2 major kind of broad classifications of according to pricing. Now, when you say your target audience, based on what? Do you want to understand their demography? It is the nature of the products and the moment of the product in the life of the consumer that will determine who you should target. The problem with many people is that they don't allow the market and the products to interpret themselves. Many people try to superimpose their own minds on the product segmentation. The 2 parties that will give you that information is the market and the products. You must be willing to do market analytics and thinking and find a way of adequately interrogating the market. And that process of interrogating the market, can you see what I'm using, is a process, and it cannot be rushed, and it typically involves some investment. You will have to do some analytics. It cannot just be thrown up. No. You have to do some finding. You will sweat to find it. There will be some fact finding. But with fintech, you have some luck. You are in the digital space. There is the internet, and there are similar products and similar categories. So if you watch it, there was a time that I've forgotten which of the eateries in Nigeria. I think it was Tantalizers that was doing R&D. Tantalizers came into the market, they began to do R&D. They would do market research before they set up their shop. You know what Mr. Biggs did? They just started licensing somebody. Wherever Tantalizers went, Mr. Biggs just go and play the same thing on the same street. That's all. It's called where Belle face. It's called alternative. It's called where your competition is you to go there. That's one model. So that question you're asking me is a bit deep. It depends on what you want to do, where you want to do it. What are you positioning as? Do you want to be number 1 in the market, or you want to be the second in the market? If for example, Coke is number 1, but Pepsi will never be number 1. Pepsi saddas, they will never be number 1. You know why? Being number 1 makes everybody to fight you. But being number 2, which is the challenger brand, gives you opportunity to breathe. You don't have to innovate anything. Just follow the leader, and you can keep fighting the leader and biting. You bite some of the leaders' market share. Just bite from their market share. So it depends on what category you are in, what strategy do you want to play as a person. It also depends on the market forces within your own particular market. All of those questions will determine who is your target and who you should target. But for products, there is a way to also do it on products. Who is the ideal user of your products? Who is the person? There are products that you should never pitch to mommy and daddy. Just pitch it to the children. If you are selling ice cream, right, there are 2 categories to pitch ice cream to. Pitch ice cream to children and to the females generally. Females meaning mommies and somebody's staff. In any office where there are 2 ladies, if you are selling ice cream now as an ice cream salesman, are you stupid? Why are you going to the MD's office? You are going to the no. What kind of nonsense is that? The in between the what's her name now? The receptionist and the all the ladies there. Just go and pitch them. If you're selling fashion products in an office, start with the ladies in the office. Start with their shoes and their bags, their weave-ons and their wigs. Like that, you enter into the fashion industry within the organization. So there are individuals or specific profiles that need your specific products. The person that, if that is not in the house, the person that will be most pained, who is that person? When you locate who that person is, start studying that person, the truth will come out. Many people don't know, for example, just a joke, because I also do church work. Look, many people don't know that in church, children are a pivotal factor. If they don't like your church, the parents will not come. It's a matter of time. But if they like your church, they will come. It's a matter of time. Many people don't know that children and children's departments are very strong, quiet triggers, for example. So who are the people that love your products the most, and if they don't have it, they will suffer the most? Start defining your target market from there, or target audience from there.
Yeah.
I hope it makes some sense.
Yes, it does. Thank you very much.
All right. Okay. Melody from Pertinent says that's true. I have an experience about the Mercedes-Benz. Melody, do you want to share your experience very briefly? It's a very interactive class. This is a business class. It's not where somebody comes and tells you a lot of grammar and is just lying and no. We're very practical. Melody. You say melody. Melody is awful. Yeah.
I'm here.
Oh, you are here. All right.
Yes.
Please share your experience, Melody.
Yeah, there was a particular time I went to.
Hold on. Melody, you are a guy.
Yes, I am.
I didn't see the face before. you must be from Niger Delta.
No, I am from Oyo State.
Okay, continue. We'll talk after service. I mean, don't let's break communion. Please go on.
Okay. Now, there was a particular time I was in Ibadan, and I have the opportunity to drive a friend's Mercedes-Benz. Immediately I sat down in the car.
There's a feeling.
Just like a robot. Like, yeah. I'm not tall. Like, everything just adjusts to my height. Like, for like 10 seconds, I was looking like.
You knew that. Yes, you knew that motto. You knew that motto was what you were riding before. Now you're in a car.
Yes, we are different between motto and car.
Car, you know.
Yes, that Benz is they do it. No, it was done so well.
Have you driven the Mercedes-Benz, the 230 V boot before? Any of the old Benz? Have you driven 119 of those old ones?
My dad has one.
Which one? So, 230E.
230 something. I don't know.
230E. 230E.
They used to long like this.
Yes, we call it bendus. Yeah, that's it. Yes.
So sitting down on it, my head and the steering, they are on the same height. So I have to look for pillows, put it on my bumbo to go high. So the experience was amazing. It was amazing.
Yeah. You see the experience you had. Your taste bud has been educated. You don't miss what you have not experienced before. There is no customer survey that you can be asked now, say, state the kind of things you like in a car. You will like, I like automation, I like robotics. It doesn't capture that experience. That's why product manufacturers cannot wait for customers to come back with feedback. The emotions and the moments must be anticipated and provided as an option on the shelf. You mentor the person's emotion, you mentor the person and make them fall in love with that new proposition, even if it doesn't exist today on the product line. It's a very powerful paradigm that products are now living with. Can I go on? Okay, thank you. We've taken all the question. So give me my slides now. We want to see. Thank you, Melody. Thank you, brother. Can you give me my slides now? Thank you, my control people. So we continue on psychology of sales, and the class has been very interactive. Thank you guys for that. I always like interactive class, but please don't sleep on me. Let me see. And Juliet, I want everyone to help me monitor people's thumbnails. Let's see whether they are sleeping or awake. No, we've gone beyond this. So I think I was on slide, we've gone beyond this too. We were at context, moment life of the consumer. Yes. This is where we were. We're trying to understand. Yeah, please back up before I go here, back up. So we said the moment in the life of the consumer as a salesman, my first Mercedes-Benz changed my children who now all drive one, the 3-point badge. Wow. Once you get beaten by the bug of Mercedes-Benz, Audi, there's a third one, Mercedes-Benz, Audi, and which one is that 7 Series? BMW, Mercedes-Benz, and Audi. They've got a spirit. Once it bites you, you can't drive any other thing. I'm sorry.
And
Just same way. Yeah. Audi, BMW, and Mercedes-Benz. Those three guys. I'm sorry. Power just went out of my house. Not power did not go out of my house in Jesus' name. NEPA just did what they know how to do best. So, but seriously, if you have children and you raise them inside Mercedes-Benz, trust me, they will drive Mercedes-Benz. If you learn them by Mercedes-Benz, you drive it all your life. In fact, BMW is a tyrant. You get angry when you are driving any other car with BMW. You'll be angry as you are driving. You'll be angry. You'll be annoyed. Audi is also like that. If you drive one Audi, you're wondering, what are people driving? It's a very mad combination. The three of them are just like that. Okay, the recent Touareg is like that. Okay, I don't know, but I know that these three brands, Mercedes-Benz, BMW, and Audi, they built something to the car right from the inception that makes you addicted. They have done addiction science on you. You are very addicted. You don't even know why you're addicted. Anything is a Mercedes-Benz. At 95, your children ask you, what kind of car do you want to buy me? Daddy, your birthday, Mercedes-Benz or BMW or Audi. Dangerous kind of car. But if you see the Japanese engines, nothing freaks you. After 6 months of driving some Toyota safe, no matter how expensive, you want to leave it, you are tired. But Mercedes-Benz, I mean, you enter some cars, you are like, am I in heaven? Let's go on. The moment in the life of the consumer. Land Rover also offer great experience. Okay, for anybody who is using a Land Rover, I have not done Land Rover, but I encourage you to do Mercedes-Benz for 6 months. Trust me, you don't go back again once that bug bites you. I don't drive Mercedes-Benz, I've driven all the Mercedes, I've driven Audi, driven Mercedes-Benz. I like adventure, and I can testify there's a feeling. I know how to feel I'm a psychologist. I know how to feel the feeling. There's a feeling. Once you enter the seat, something just comes on you like, welcome home. If you're not careful, that's the kind of car you'll be looking for. I've seen ladies that test drive their friend's Mercedes-Benz. I mean, their friend, female, somebody's husband bought Mercedes-Benz for her. Because of that, a friend now went to greet this person. Let's say Mrs. Tade went to greet Mrs. Ufoma, who just got a new Mercedes-Benz. Mrs. Tade got home, and for 3 years, the marriage did not rest with Mr. Tade until Mr. Tade bought Mercedes-Benz, the same brand for her. Then she'll pay me because I've got some convert. No, it's not Mercedes-Benz alone. Audi has that same feeling. That one that has 7 Series, 5 Series, what's their name now? BMW also has that same feeling. If you drive the old BMW still tomorrow, you know that you're on the road. The other car that I know that has that was the car I learned driving with, the Peugeot 404. If you drive Peugeot 404, you are angry at other cars on the road because of the kind of speed. It was Mercedes-Benz of his time. But let's leave cars and let's go on. So the moment in life of the consumer, yeah, I'm advertising German machines or Gadi. Funny enough, I drive a Toyota. Are you with me? When you drive yourself, yes, you will. When you drive, there's a feeling. And that feeling cannot be captured in a survey. Don't let's lose the major point. It's not about the car. I'm saying that you cannot capture those kind of feelings in a survey. It can't be explained. It just comes on you. Volvo used to be like that too, but they lost it because it started to become Volvo. From Volvo, it became Volvo. Let's go on. We'll discuss that in another class. What happened to Volvo and the automobile industry? What happened to all the European guys? You're making me eager to go and buy Benz. Bros, call me for test drive when you want to buy. All right. The moment in life of the consumer, you need to understand that micro moment, that moment you sat down in the car. That is the moment you are looking for as a salesman. The moment somebody opens the door of the apartment you just went to show them, that flicker, that breath, that slight lightening of the eyeballs, that quick breathing, change in breathing pattern, that gives you the key as an access to the conversations going on in the inner recesses of their souls, is the place you want to master as a master salesman. You need to know that place. That is the key. That wow moment, that combination in hot afternoon between Gala and La Casera in Lagos. That moment when a woman enters a kitchen and she says, darling, wow, look at that sink. That is when the sale is done. That's when people buy. Once madam likes the kitchen, and I'm saying that for a reason. There are many people who are selling to husband. I mean, you go and you take father, mother, and their children to go and do inspection, and you neglect madam. Are you okay? They are not going to buy from you. The real buyer is madam. And where does the sale happen? Two places. The bedroom and the adjoining bedroom to the master bedroom that she will use, and the kitchen. Once you sell a woman on those two locations, the bedroom, sorry about that, the convenience that's attached to that bedroom and the kitchen are two subconscious places women think that they like what you are selling. You know where you sell a guy, the sitting room, and the stately look of the place. But once madam likes the house, you're going to buy. The moment, that wow moment that madam says, see the mahogany, see the finishing, that's when the sale is made. That is the moment you must try to master as a master salesman. That is the point you want to evoke all the time. That is the experience you want to engineer all the time. You must learn to sell by experiences, not by functionalities. Because people don't even know why they buy what they buy. And some of us really think that people know why they buy what they buy. Yes, there is some human need involved, but at a certain level, what shuts people down or accelerates them is the moment, the emotion of the moment in their life. And that moment can be engineered, which is the exercise we did, by 3 dimensions. The intent or the thoughts, the mood, the emotions, the feelings, the imagination, the predispositions and internal states that drives them. That is the intent. The internal one you cannot see. Number 2, the context, the environment, the story, the discomforts or the comforts, the story around and the external. You always listen. If as a salesman, you go to a sales pitch, don't just go there and just be telling them what you have to say. You go to listen more. What is the context of this couple? Who are they? What's happening? Who is where? Who is the person that is the context driver? Who is the person in this conversation who is most important for us to sell to? That is the context, the environment, and the predominant issues that is bringing them to your doorsteps. And finally, the immediacy factor. How quick do they want to buy it? How fast do they want to buy it? How very sharply do they have a need for this particular product? This is absolutely megally important if you want to be a master salesman. You must master this moment and it must be clear as crystal to you. Please give me the next slide. Yes, learn to sell by experiences, not by functionality. A bank is a bank is a bank is a bank. All right. So you see, people buy and there's a pattern to their purchase. Especially in a cosmopolitan environment where retailing has gotten out of hand. You can see the man in the mall standing and looking at everything. Retailing has gotten out of hand. The guy has many options and many products, and he can choose any brand that he wills to choose, and nobody can stop him from choosing what he wants to do. You must understand the psychology or the mind frame of your consumer, and by extension the customer, so that you know how to posture your product at the correct location. In retail, for example, it's been found out that there's a correlation between what people buy, for example, and the position of the casing. You get what I'm saying? In the supermarkets. Number two is that people want to spend money to be happy. At the end of the day, consumers want to spend their money, and they want that money to become happiness. So people are not buying their product, they are buying satisfaction. They are buying moods and emotions. People are buying feelings. It's more than buying just a packet of Omo. When last did anybody here buy Omo? You know what has happened? Other brands have come that make you feel happier. You won't believe it. There was a survey that was done at the time. You see that sunshine feeling that you have with it. What's that detergent that is a yellow? The yellow detergent that sunshine. You see that sunshine stuff. There was a survey that was done. That sunshine detergent, the feeling of the yellow pack. Some people said that was why they are buying it. That's some consumers said that. So where everybody has sunlight. Where everybody has something that can clean. There's Hypo Clean. There's Wipo Clean. There is Ariel. There is now there's Angel Gabriel. Sunlight, so thank you. Not only do we have Ariel, there is Angel Gabriel. There's Jig, there's Angel Michael, there's Angel Uriel. All of them, that category. I mean, the heavenlies are now originally turning to detergents. That's where we are in this in the detergent category. It will shock you that people say they are buying. You say the sunlight package just brightens my day. I'm like, really? How does brightening your day? How does it have to do with selling soap? So at some point, when you bought soap all the time, you begin to buy happiness. So people are not buying cars anymore. They are buying happiness. They are buying prestige. They are buying luxury. They are buying connections. They are buying relationships. They are buying family values. They are buying excellence. People have stopped buying the product. It's more than a pen. It's not a status statement. It's more than a shoe. It's not a status symbol. It's more than a belt. I mean, I was in a meeting where we were having a meeting, and at that time, a friend of mine that had the G&G belt. So right in the middle of the meeting, there was this very tough negotiator on the client side, and I was there. But the lead of the team at that time was our MD. And so in the middle of the conversation, the man just, his shirt generally covered his wristwatch, and he does a Rolex. I mean, he's one of the top richest people in this economy, rich man. He does a Rolex. So in the conversation, he just stood up, wanted to go to the gent. I saw that somewhere he flipped his jacket, and then the D&G logo. I know there's D&G and there's D&G, the original one, not the G that was done by Akitunde Unoma and Felicia and Yakubu International Group of Companies with their head office in Kaduna. I mean, the D&G that comes from the studio. Sorry, from the factory, from the central factory where D&G is made in Europe. And so the lady just changed too. By the time my boss, I don't know, the man just was not looking at his wristwatch. It was after that meeting I went to, how much? He said wristwatch is like 2 million. He says a Rolex that you hold it in trust for your children's children. Patek Philippe says things like, because of Patek Philippe, you can be naked. You can walk naked, like the way fella used to walk. They say fella had a Patek Philippe. That fella, he's always on stage, only his underwear and all of that. It doesn't matter because fella, but it's something that he was because of Patek Philippe. There was a time he used when he started. After a while, he dropped. He said it was materialism. He began to play naked without anything. But what I'm saying is, you can put any kind of cloth. Once a Patek Philippe is in your hand in a business meeting, you are taken to be your word is taken. It's a quiet brand transfer. A certain brand of accolade and adornment is transferred to It may not be real, it may not be true, but we live in a perception-driven world. Because of that, so people are buying transfer of equity. People are buying happiness. They are buying joy. People are not just buying Omo or Ariel or Jik. They are buying a feeling. Somebody told me that the sunlight has a perfume. The sunlight soap has a perfume. And that perfume helps her when she's because at the agency I worked, we did some work on this. I was like, the smell of the soap. Yes, that's what she's buying. So as a salesman, you must understand that what is your customer buying? Observe them so that you know what they are buying. The other thing, please, fifth year team, as at last time I checked, my eye still was so okay. The slide is very small on my side. I don't know what's going on. Please let me make it bolder. I need to see the wordings. Hello? Anybody home? I hope people are not sleeping on me.
Yes, we can hear you. Can you?
Please let me increase. Please let me increase the size.
We can hear you.
Of the slides. Okay, thank you. Okay. Let me increase I didn't say increase the number of slides. So I say increase the size of the slide. Apple people. Too much efficiency. Why is it not expanding? I love my windows. It just makes life very easy. Okay. So, for example, in retail, it was found out that people buy more, that there's too much emotional.
You know that these guys, it's not because I make sure that I pick their call. Also, I don't neglect any of their call, even if when I was still in the house.
Sorry about that.
Okay, my co-host. That person was ranting. Apparently, they took money and they didn't deliver the service. Understand? Or an ex-boyfriend that jilted her has also shown up. Let's go on. Sorry for the breaking transmission. So, in a very big retail store, people don't buy products. They are buying how they are feeling emotionally. For example, anytime there's loud music, people buy more. This is what they found out. That once the music is playing, people buy more. People take what they didn't want. That people buy more when there's a loudness in the environment. That people buy more when there's a very engaging display. That when you shorten wait times, people buy more. That anything that is hedonic, anything that's full of pleasure and fun, that people buy more during that time. This has been established in retail sales. These are all things that we have seen in retail sales, 150%. As a salesman, you must create the ambience so that people can buy from you. Look, you cannot afford to look anyhow. If you really want people to buy at a certain level, you've got to look the part. I don't have time to show you some correlations. The buying decisions are generally of two types. How do people buy? They buy from a rational standpoint and an emotional standpoint. Rational standpoint contains things like the pricing, the quality, the features or functionalities, reliability, and warranties. That these are the rational reasons why people buy. We have found out that there are also emotional reasons, like loss, like fear, like feeling like esteem, like branding, like safety, like the mood of the occasion, like feel among kind of thing. I mean, once you start using a Patek Philippe, you are seen as top 1% in your industry, in your market, in your environment. Here's what we found out, that people spend more from the emotional buying decisions than from the rational buying decisions. We even found out, listen to this, according to psychological research, that people generally buy more based on emotions, and generally, whether they will enjoy that thing or not is still an emotional issue. That when people say that, I love this pen, oh, since I bought this pen, oh, the slide is invisible, Oh, sorry about that. It's visible on my side. Check again on Inconsola. Please, can we all see the slides? Can somebody give me feedback? Because I'm on the last part that talks about buying decisions. I can see the slide fully on my side here, and I'm not the one sharing it anyway. A black screen is covering it. Technical team, they say a black screen is covering the slide. Yeah, the top is covered, but I'm talking about buying decisions, the bottom right-hand side, where we have rational. Yes. The top, they're covered, yes, because I've discussed that. I'm explaining now how people buy. People buy based on emotions more than rationality. Rationality is where you have the functions. You can't see it. People are saying it's visible because, like, check, something's going on. They are buying decisions, rational buying decisions, and emotional buying decisions. The wish I could send a screenshot. Oh, sorry. Somebody in technical team, let me message you because last I can discuss with her to find what the problem is. Okay, so the buying decisions we have are stronger on the emotional leg. People buy more from emotions than from rationality. It's very powerful. Let me even say this to you categorically, that for most persons, their emotionalities will always shut down their rationalities. That even now more people enjoy a product when they bought it and their eyes should clear because they bought it now, people still heap on emotions in trying to enjoy the product more than the rational part of the product. You won't believe it. People, because they don't like how a certain piece of cloth felt, even though it looks fine on there, everybody say it looks fine, because they don't like the feeling the cloth gives them, they still finally give it away. You know what's going on? The emotions in product consumption is far stronger than the rational part of the conversation. Okay, now, we're still talking about the psychology of consumer needs and buying patterns. How do people buy? How do people eventually buy? Their emotions, which is the part of the reptilian brain, drives buying decisions more than anything else. The emotions is the place, the seat where most of the buy happens from. Rational buyings are not strong. Let me explain. Even though you are rational, you bought something. If your emotion is not there, to shut it down eventually. Some people may not be able to use the product that they bought with their ration, with their rational capacity, with their rationalizations. If their emotions doesn't use the product, the emotions are very powerful. Okay, please give me the next slide. That led to engineer emotions. This is the key of this slide and the coming 2-3 slides. Give me the next slide, brother. Okay. That buying is a function of two types of buying: product buying or patronage buying. That product buying is once off, but patronage is continuous. I'll return back to that. Wow, this slide is so small. I can't see operational. Okay, you see, consumer needs and buying patterns. I'll go to the chart on the right-hand side. Operate by three elements. No, give me the other one first. Operate by 3 elements. I'm coming back to this one. Operate by 3 elements: the need of the consumer, the money. Please go to the right-hand side of that slide. There is here. The need of the consumer, the money, and the emotions. That buying happens when these 3 jam each other. There is a need. You can afford it, and your emotions allow you, or your emotions love it. Once those 3 conditions happen, you're going to buy. But what's the trigger? Emotions is the trigger. If you have a need and you don't have the money, but your emotions are there, you know what happens? You put it into buy lists. If you have the money and your emotions are there, you head up to the shop. Even if you don't need it, you go and get it immediately most of the time. If your emotions are there and there is a need but no money, like I said, you pack it for later. But if there's a need and there's money and your emotions are not there, many times you will not buy it until the need gets emotional. Once the need gets emotional, like there's a deadline or something's wrong will happen or some negative will happen, once there's an emotional problem, boom, you buy it. For many of us, emotions is the trigger. As a salesperson, you must know how to understand emotions and people's emotions and how to lever on that and use that to sell to them. It is, thank you for that, absolutely important. Emotions are the trigger. Everything that is going on in the sales business is 90% emotional, first of all. The emotion will drive eventually the buying of that product. If the emotion is not there, you are in for a long thing. At this point, I will take feedbacks. Is this clear? Need, money, and emotions. I will take feedbacks, and then I'll break us into a breakout. We'll have the first breakout session for this class. Right after this, the breakout session is that you're going to look at your products and find out whether it fulfills the law of these three items. Is there a need for it? Is it affordable, or do the people in your category, can they really pay the money for it? What are the emotions attached to it? Is it emotional sufficiently? By the time you do this analysis, you know why people are not buying from you like you want them to buy. Until somebody has these three boxes, or at least the emotional box ticked. Willingness to drop money is always difficult. The mark of a master salesman is the ability to convert anything else into emotion so that they are moved to commit. Is a powerful place to be. So do we have any comments before we go off to our groups to do this? Any comments? Oh, no comments. So please, let's go into the groups. Here's what you're doing in the groups. You're taking these three items: need, emotions, and money or costs. And you are checking your products. If you have to, don't do all, just take one product for your own company. Do it and discuss it within the group. So everybody must have something at the end of the class that they've done. Is there a need? What is the need? What is the moment need? Everything I discussed with you under the moment in life of the consumer, all those three items: intent, context, and immediacy. Those three items come under the need or the moment of need. Yeah, on emotion, there must be an emotion. There must be an emotion that is driving the buying of your product. If it's not clear, for example, for anybody that wants to buy a house, there's the emotion of owning your own house, the emotion, the happiness, the joy. So what they are buying is the joy or the fulfillment of owning your own property. There's also the peace of mind. That moment is the moment somebody really pays money for. Not exactly that, I have my house, because otherwise a house. It can go and have thatch mud roof in the village. Why is he choosing to have it? Because there is something that is going on at the emotional level. That house or that product must evoke an emotion. If your product does not evoke an emotional response, I submit, ladies and gentlemen, to you that you and your people will be living inside the house if you are not careful. If it does not evoke an emotional moment, you may be in for a very long something. Does it make sense? Hello? Can I get a feedback?
If we're following, please, can we indicate in the chat room so that facilitator is aware we are all on the same page? Okay, so there's a question here. So what kind of emotion does financial freedom trigger?
Happiness, joy, that, free at last. Oh, free at last, that's the feeling. That feeling is a feeling that you want to sell to. Your product must evoke that feeling. If that feeling is not there, welcome to the world of everybody selling what you are selling. Excuse me, they can choose not to buy from you. They can choose to even buy from you at a lower price. They can even choose to maltreat you and maltreat your products. All right. So I leave you to do this exercise. I sell investments. What emotion comes from investment? The feeling of fulfillment, peace of mind. The moment where you can afford anything. Ask yourself, what is the emotion that's coming from my product? That is the place you should sell from. If there is no emotion inside what you are selling, drop it. Excuse me. You may be the only person that will buy it at the end of the day. So, Juliet.
Yes. Okay, so
Over to you.
All right, thank you. So to get into the groups, as I mentioned earlier before we started, we have 15 minutes for this activity. So as we did in the last, we've done the last two classes, on your screen, you will see a pop-up that tells you the group you are going into. So just click accept and it takes you automatic into the group. The duration will be timed on that group, and when you have less than 60 seconds to come back to the main group, the clock will start ticking. So we have 15 minutes to go into the group and
Juliet,
have a discussion. Yes?
can we make it 20?
Okay, 20. All right, we'll do 20. Okay, so we'll do 20 minutes for our group discussion. Then we'll come back to the main room. Please remember, if you have any questions or you need help in that meeting, there's a help button. Just look on the lower part of your screen. There's a help button, so click on it, and then somebody will come in to attend to whatever need you and whatever it is you may need. So right now, within a few seconds, there will be a pop-up on your screen taking you to requesting that you accept to get into a particular meeting room, and the meeting rooms are numbered 1 to probably 1 to 15. So Kenny.
For people to come into the class and learn a lot. So this is Vivian speaking. Sorry, I can't turn on my video. I'm actually in a very crowded place. So yeah, this is Vivian. So anybody else would like to share? So just listen to the person. Hello, is there anybody else?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, Kenny.
Yeah,
Any
okay.
problem?
No, I feel that we should check in the group to see what's
Yeah,
up.
no, I will. I'm just wondering why we still have some people here.
Yeah, I'm trying to assign them. You know, what I did was automatic. I just send everybody into group.
Yes, I noticed that. So I would, now knowing, okay. So I'll move.
Okay, all right. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Good evening. Good afternoon, or okay, evening. Good evening.
Good evening. Yeah, good evening. Any help? Do you need any help on this group?
Well, for me, this is my first time in this breakout session, so I don't know what to expect.
Okay, all right. What I will do now is I will get the facilitator to join this group so you can explain more on what to do. Is that okay?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, that is
okay.
Hello, Mr. Adeoye. Are you on group 3, Mr. Adeoye? Are you there? Can you hear me? Hello, Mr. Adeoye.
I can hear you.
Okay, sir, we need your help on this group.
Okay, what's going on?
Okay, they need an explanation on what to do.
I gave the instruction in the class.
Hello?
Somebody making noise, please. Hello? I gave the instruction in the class.
I guess some of them were not around, and
It's actually our first time. This is the first time in this breakout for me, and I think Josie too is our first time in the group, so we don't really know what to do.
It's everybody's first time at some point. It's no, your product that you are selling. What is the emotion that it evokes? What is the need? And is it affordable for your target? Simple. Choose one product that you sell. What is the emotion? What is the need in the life of the consumer? Number 3, is it affordable for the category or the people we are pitching it to? Simple. Everybody pick a product that you sell and do that. That's all.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I guess we're supposed to talk about it.
It's a discussion. It's a discussion. Yes.
Discussion. Yes. Okay. Because
yes, each person picks a product, then talks about it. Use these 3 framework, these 3 elements. Talk about it.
Okay. Maybe I should start. Good evening, everyone. My name is Josie. Okay. So I'm a realtor. I'm a real estate professional, and the products I sell are houses and land. And the basic satisfaction it gives to my clients is security. That's the first thing. For a lot of them, it gives them, a feeling of satisfaction that at some point in their lives, they will stop having to pay rent. Sometimes there can be some pressure when it's time to pay rent, and maybe you have other expenses also fighting for that, for that particular, at that particular time, also have other expenses also fighting for your attention. So sometimes I guess it gives them that feeling of satisfaction that, look, they have their own place now, and then they can also do as they will, because the reason I learned money.
This way.
It is actually very well.
Not for me. Not for me.
Sorry?
Not for me. Okay.
There was one other guy that was doing hoodie for one of our company subsidiaries. And when he brought his own, the way he packaged it, it gave me some kind of joy. Like, come on, look at what this guy just did.
That was an experience.
He did a kind of box, that he put this hoodie inside. The one that did for us, he just packed everything and put it in one black nylon and was bringing it. And I was like, what is this? So another time when we wanted to make another hoodie, I told my boss, like, come, look, we are not going with this guy. This is the person I want. This guy was charging, I think, 7K per one. The other guy was charging 4.5. I said, let's go for the one about 7K. Because of the kind of perception this guy has sold to me. Like, he was well branded. And I'm also in the business of branding. So I value it a lot. If I want to patronize any business, I will look at your branding. If it's not top-notch enough, I will try and advise you, like, why not do this? Why not do that?
Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Yeah, so you guys heard me, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Am I wrong or what?
Hello, good evening, everyone. I believe everything is going well on this group.
Good evening.
Yeah, this is one of the representative of Fifth Gear Plus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I believe.
Oh, we are doing well. We are doing well.
I believe everyone is doing well.
Yes.
Fantabulous.
It's good.
Fantabulous.
What are you saying? You are doing well, Mr. Adeoye?
All right, let me go to another group.
No, we are doing well. We are doing well.
Good.
Yes.
Mr. Adeoye, you've not said anything. No. At least you are the man.
All right. My name is Tevilos Ojo. So we are into sale and servicing of laboratory equipment. Can anyone hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes, sir. Continue.
All right. So what's all right? The need, let me say, is compulsory for.
See now, give it kind of leverage. That's wow. I wish I have money to buy this. In fact, I like it even much more than Apple. Now, this way I'm going. I work with a real estate company too, Pertinence Group. Now, our emotional part of our product can be the way we address our customers. The way they receive mail every week, good morning, happy new week, and it gives customers some
need. The second part, money. So what do we have to say at that? Yeah, because we are actually talking about the buying side here. And one thing the facilitator said was that until those three factors come together, nobody will ever buy. Right? So he said the need, there has to be a need, there has to be
them. Of course, if you enter a room and ask about 10 persons that are, how many of them want to make more money, or like everybody who
It was okay by me. So I wanted to say probably maybe one can just add the status. Once people, anytime you are giving out products to them, people like to just say, okay, these are the caliber of people that are living in this area. These are the caliber of people that are using the product. That was one.
Another way it could be to go and further their masters, right? It could be to go and further their education. So they need to put money together to pay their tuition fee. That's also a pain point. It could also be to get married. So they want to settle down. They need money to put together to get married. So in our marketing, I think it will do us a lot of good if we highlight like 5 things.
Friendly environment. I won't be emotionally attached to it, even though I have a need for that. So I think, to me, I'm just thinking, okay, emotions and need are 2 different things. Then if you present a fisherman plate soup to me, not well presented, not having all this.
Mr. Oladele, Miss Bukola. Okay, Mrs. Ajulo, go on.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma.
If there is need and emotion, then you may want to look for a way to get the money to fund it. So, for example, where the money comes in is if there is a connection between the need and the emotion, or the need is emotional, then the emotion can drive you to look for the money. It's an emotional need. So the more you don't have it, the more disturbed you will be, because needs that is attached to your emotion. So that will drive the person to get the money.
The first place, she sees you as you're coming to possibly take advantage of the husband in such a way that possibly the husband is not this outspoken type. So she's always very skeptical about which products or which apartment they are to pick So she's quite very choosy with regards to that. And with what you do right now, I think once you've been able to get the target customers within that certain range, you've already marked them that this person has the money, he can afford it. The next thing you do is talk more on the benefits. What is this person to gain from this particular product I am putting in front of him or her? It is not the benefits that you sell that trigger the emotions. If you just tell me, when you bring some amount of money into this business, you're going to get a return of 3.5% or 5%, as the case may be in what you do. I will take note, okay, you're giving me the percentage I'm going to get the return. But then you've not told me it's about my security. What if something happens along the line and the company in question goes down? What happens to the money I've invested with the company? You have to state so many things clearly that more like all the mouth-watering offers that you can give within the organization. That is where you engage the customer's emotions squarely. Getting the target customer that can afford what you're doing is okay, but not completely enough until you have been able to put in or to put down all the benefits that he or she can get. That is when you can confidently engage the person's emotions. That's all I have to say for now. Because we don't have much time here. We have less than 3 minutes or less than 4 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. John. Thank you for that.
I'm not into
Mr. Edwin.
I'm not into real
Mr.
estate
Edwin.
though.
Okay, go ahead, sir. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Real estate though, but I think since we're talking about real estate, yeah, money, emotions, and need. I think what drives the customers to really is if you really know the needs and you can actually that.
Mr. Edwin, can't hear you again. Hello, Mr. Edwin. Are you still there? I think his line is breaking. Let's take Mr. Richard too.
Also note that time is going. Okay, most of all the points raised are very valid. Personally, that's what I think.
Okay.
You are selling it. Because he's setting some as 200,000 that sum is. So security very important. They are showing them that the investment is safe and secured. Value, what are they getting from the investment? How it will be of benefit to them personally. Why do they need to invest? You understand? For every single person, once you identify, for me, what I think is identify your target market, then make them understand the value, push emotions to it, then it's as easy as that. That's what I think. Because
Thank you so much.
I think we are almost time is gone.
Yes, well, fantastic one. Thank you, everybody. Well, I think I've learned one or two things here. That benefits very important. That triggers emotion. Once they know what is in for them, they add emotions to it. Then they can influence their buying decision. Let's allow Mr. Richard to say something. Mr. Richard, are you there, sir? Mr. Richard from Pertinence.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, sir. Can you say something to me?
Hello?
Hello, sir. We can hear you.
Actually, I was the one that spoke a while ago.
Oh, okay.
So
okay. I was thinking,
you said most of it.
Yes. Okay. It's a good one.
Yes, so that others too can speak.
Okay. Who's remaining in the house?
There's Mr. Olawale and Mr. Olawale. He's also there. I don't know if he's.
Has spoken.
Okay. There is
One Mrs. Erin Bemi. She's not doing.
Yes.
But by and large, it's a good one.
Hello, Mr.
I've learned one or two things there. I'm not sure she's inside.
Okay,
So
I think we have to leave now. It's time up. Right. Nice
So,
one.
I
Nice
think
meeting everybody.
I,
Thank you.
yes, but I think we learned.
Learn from.
We learned two things today.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank
I
you.
did.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Me too. I will learn a lot.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yes, Kevin said it's not showing on his end, so that's probably from.
I think it's ended because everybody's coming back in right now.
That's ended.
Everybody's in. Hello. Welcome back.
Hi, thank you.
Are we all here?
Yes.
Yeah. Welcome back. Sorry, I think some of us had issues getting back into our rooms when we got locked out due to internet or something. Sorry about that. Yes, I noticed some of us got locked out, and getting back in was, we'll look into it on how we can make that return speedy next time. Mr. Adeoye, are you here?
Live and direct.
Okay. All right. My screen is trying to see everybody at once. Okay. So welcome back, everyone. I was able to go through all sessions at least twice or thrice, and I noticed that engagement was high. So I'm looking forward to the feedbacks we're going to get now. So. Mr. Adeoye, how you can take it how you want it. Most likely someone took, if they had any challenge based on what their discussion, they can bring up your questions, or one or two persons share what exactly it is they came up with at the end of the day. Yeah.
Okay, so do we have any questions or feedbacks for me?
Can just raise your hand.
Okay.
We can do live, so you can just raise your hand, so then you unmute yourself and you can speak. Feedback, questions. Okay, we have Melody. Who else? If you have any questions or feedback from the group activity, just raise your hand and we'll get to you. Okay, Melody, we can unmute yourself, and as the rule is, yes, your video should be on.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Yeah.
I'm here. Okay, can I go on?
Yeah, go ahead.
Now, it's a question, and I want to ask this on behalf of my fellow group mates. Somebody asked that if you are trying to market, this is from the real estate industry, if you are trying to market a property to a particular person, a client, it wasn't specified, maybe a male or female. And the property looks so juicy to the clients, and there are some other intruder from outside. They are trying to poison the mind of that client. How can you overcome that? So I know the person that's the rightful owner of this question she's also on now. She will be hearing. Please, can you throw a light to that, sir?
Sade, you need to unmute. You need to unmute yourself.
Okay, sorry. While you were asking that question, NEPA also brought light. So I heard you say I should throw light. So NEPA also threw light into the. Okay, so you're saying something. Please, can you ask the question again?
Now, the question is, if you are trying to market a property to a client, and this property looks so juicy to the client, so he wants to buy. Now, we have other intruder, an outsider, trying to poison the mind of that client that, think about the future, think about this, trying to bring in negative negative energy to make sure that clients don't buy from you. How can you overcome such? Coming from the angle of need and emotion.
The key is to understand your consumer and your customer. What is this person's real emotional need? That person that is talking has a reason why that person's voice, this customer, that person's voice is hitting the customer because the customer has a need. If you understand the psyche of the customer, it will be difficult for that person's voice to override your own. This is where some relationship and some observation comes to the table. And it's a layered question. First of all, how did you know that somebody else is the one talking to the customer? How did you know? The customer told you. How did you know?
Probably the customer told the person that is trying to sell the property.
Saniko. Okay.
Yeah, probably the customer told this person, or the customer is saying that I wanted to buy, but somebody just opened my heart now that what if earthquake happened in that area in the next 5 years or something.
The response would be the need of the customer back to the customer. How come earthquake has not happened in the past 5 years up till now? If it's because of earthquake, you may not own your property, and look, 5 years will pass. What is the risk? Own your property and let it be done with. I mean, and if I was selling, I have some subliminal techniques. I would say, you may think that yes, and it's true, I have a need. And please understand that I don't want to sell to you at all costs. But that's not true. Because when if I tell you now that don't think about the blue elephant, now you force me to sell harmonics, which I didn't want to go, which is personal, how will I sell? You force me, you say, don't think about the blue elephant. Don't think about the blue elephant. Don't think about it. If I tell you that I don't want to sell to you, that's not true. I'm telling you I want to sell to you. Although I will be truthful, that's the only thing I'm saying. So I'm going to say something like, look, I must not sell to you. It's not a must. Your need for the house is higher than my own need to sell the house to you. Would you continue to be a landlord? What are you going to tell your children in 5 years' time? That somebody said there may be earthquake in that area. Because of that, are you going to forgive yourself for letting this opportunity pass you by? Just slow down and consider yourself. How you will feel if after 5 years no earthquake happens. What is the probability of this earthquake safe? And this person that is asking that earthquake, how come is when you want to do good thing? That earthquake will now be happening. What kind of evil? This person, are you sure this person is your friend? Are you sure this? I will hack. When I finish, the person will go and fight this person. That's me. That's what I would do. The person will fight this friend eventually. And I can on the gentle side ask that this person also come into the meeting with you. Let's co-locate and discuss. I mean, let's talk. You're going to tell me which scientific equipment you used and how you are now the foreseer, you are now the soothsayer or the person that sees the destiny of the area. What meters did you use to check the earthquake? Are you now someone that's able to see the future? How come you are seeing earthquake? Are you sure you're not the one that wants to consult with the devil and bring earthquake to the area because there's been no earthquake? I would do all sorts to the person. I mean, whatever it is, I will try and get the bottom of it. That's what I would handle it. I will enter into the psyche of the person giving you that advice. That's what I would do.
Thank you so much, sir.
I hope it makes sense.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I didn't want to go into sales harmonics, which is to say the exact thing to say. You understand? Because I should just give you the formula. All I'm looking for is the need of my consumer or my customer, and I'll play that need to that customer continuously. That is what I'm looking for. How do you balance sincerity and emotional selling? Emotional selling is the most sincere thing because your emotions are sincere. You are feeling them sincerely. I'm not trying to deceive anybody. When I said I don't want to sell to you, and I mean that actually. I just want, because I'm training in class, I wanted you to see how it's done. That's why I opened your eyes to it. Otherwise, I could have said I must not sell to you and I will leave it like that. Because I'm training you guys, I want you guys to see how it's done. Because this is a 3-hour, 6-hour class. We can't do harmonics. As if we had the whole weekend, then we go to harmonics. I'll have given you statements. There's a storyline. It doesn't mean I'm not sincere. I'm just telling you that don't think that I'm so desperate to sell to you that is at all cost. Okay, Oluta George, can I add to Harmony's feedback? Yes, you can.
You can unmute yourself.
Okay, I've done that. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Just based on what Harmony said, and I'm going to be making reference to the intruder in inverted commas, open and close. I think when you find yourself in this kind of situation, a lot of things probably will come into my mind because I think I had a personal experience on that one. The first one is the relationship between you and the potential, or say the prospect, and then this intruder and the prospect as well. And then the mindset of the client at that particular moment in time that is moving or shifting between you and the intruder. And then the third thing I would also be looking at will be the power of influence of this intruder on the prospect. And of course, there's this also very powerful one. Has the prospect any kind of interest in the intruder, which upscales the decision-making process between choosing between buying from, say, me or this intruder. And why I'm saying this is I had a personal experience in which in other cases, people would have said, you lost, kind of prospect. I'll be wishing for. And again, that came to me, and the prospect happened to be in
I think
Mine?
we have.
Is it me or it's him?
Yeah, it's I think Mr.
Okay, he has gone off. He'll probably come back in.
Yeah, probably come back in. Okay, let me listen to the other questions. Oh, are you there? Are you back?
So is it me, sir?
Yes, we lost you for a bit.
Oh, okay. So I said, looking at the case study that Harmony brought forward, using the intruder and someone else who was trying to pitch the same product to the same prospect. I said there are so many issues that I will consider, and I think I went through such experience some time ago. The relationship that exists between you and the prospect, and then the intruder and the prospect, and then the mindset of the prospect. You know, it could be very shaky, very feeble sometimes. And then the power of influence of this intruder on the prospect, as much as what is the interest, the overriding interest that this prospect might think will benefit him more than pushing the business through from our side. And when I looked at this for the case study for my side is something similar to that, but I found myself having a male prospect and an intruder who was a female, all right? At the end of the day, I had the opportunity of saying nothing should happen in that case, but I opted not to. I just allowed everything to free flow. the female intruder, I think must have got about $1 million or something out of that close deal. You understand? But if I wanted to make a fight, if I wanted to make a case, you create a lot of unpleasant situations. But the key things that I would be looking at will be the relationship that exists between you and the power the intruder may have over this person, this prospect. It's another powerful thing. Plus, this prospect also, if you put me on one side and you put the intruder on the other side, and if it came to choosing which way to go, I think the prospect will be thinking more on what the benefits are. And that benefits could be something that affects the mind in a way, the kind of value this individual thinks he or she may walk away with. So those are key factors that I think could influence whether, no matter how much of a talk, no matter how much of a pitch you give to this prospect, if the intruder seems to have something that the prospect believes he or she can gain from the intruder, I think you'll be lost fighting a battle that probably you can't win. So I don't know how that pans out, but those are just the things behind
You're
it.
very, you're very correct. In the
Hello,
influence
sir.
level, yes. Hello.
Hello,
You're
sir.
very, yeah. Can you hear me?
Okay, I quickly just want to speak to that, because from my own experience too, about the intruder. And can I
Go
speak
ahead.
on?
Go ahead, please. Go ahead.
My name is Shola Adebayo from LifePage.
Okay.
Yeah, in the past, we also have that kind of experience. You know, we were doing a project inside an existing estate. It was just like a bigger estate. Then we're building we have our project inside that bigger, just like a mini estate inside because the estate people, the bigger estate, because they were into real estate business, investment business. And like we too, we have many estates in that estate. So we are doing the same business together. So each time that you have some clients, some prospects, probably because they see your online advert, they see the noise about you. Some of them went behind us.
Hello. Hello. Adeshola.
Adeshola, please unmute yourself.
Okay. Yeah. So the prospects, some of them went behind us without letting us know, probably because of the advert they saw. And when they got to the estate, the bigger estate, so their staff and some of their big guys there started demarketing us. That don't mind those guys, they are 419. So it's actually created a lot of things against us. But what we do from our own side was to stay on our credibility. And because what actually worked for us then was we had construction firm, bigger construction firm who could do quality work. So when clients now got to the site, they started seeing what was going on in that mini estate, and they also saw what were built in the larger estate. They were the one that started calling us. They started giving us information that though the people in that company, they demarketed us, they were the one that actually delayed them from buying from us. But what I would advise is, when you have credibility and people know you for the credibility and they know you for the quality of job, the quality of your product, people will definitely, you might not get it rosy every time, but some prospect will get back to you. That's just my contribution.
Thank you, Adeshola. Brilliant answer from both Adeshola and Mr. Olutayo. Thank you. Both of you have given very powerful bodies of insight. I am extremely grateful for those two perspectives.
Are you there?
They are like,
okay.
Hello, can you hear me?
We lost you in a bit.
Oh, sorry. So I said the two of them are very powerful perspectives, and I appreciate the two of them because they give you powerful solutions. Solution number one is that you must seek to build relationships. Even the intruder is somebody to be, somebody to be worked with, and you may even come out of that deal with another customer or another referrer, someone that can refer you. So everything is not adversarial. The other part that the gentleman that just spoke right now added to it was the angle of your service quality, that your service will also save you from such kinds of intruders, that your history and the integrity that's come from the quality of service you offer will also speak for you. And so the third answer is the one I gave earlier, which is brilliant salesmanship. Always estimate these third parties or these intruder factors into the buying process and the selling process, and you must be ready with answers, especially from a knowledge and solution standpoint and a relationship standpoint, to present for those kind of biases. You will never be able to eliminate them altogether. So thank you for those three answers, for those two answers, guys. I appreciate you. All right, so let me take other questions and then we'll continue. How many questions do we have now, Juliet? Juliet, you are muted.
Oiko has a hand raised. We had a few comments in the chat room. Trying to go back to okay, someone said, okay, I think that this, no, okay, let's take Oiko. We had Prince. I don't know if maybe we've already answered his question. That was why he took his hand down. Or somebody had asked this question. That's why he took his hand down. But we had Prince of, but Oiko, I don't know, has she taken her hand down again? Oiko, did you have something to say? Please unmute yourself and let's hear you.
Sorry, my question was already answered.
Okay, that's Prince, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yes, Prince, yeah.
All right. Oiko, let's have you.
Okay, right. So I have a question and like some feedback from our group as well. So the question I had is, are needs the same as pain points? Like needs from that diagram that you gave us, needs, money, and
emotion.
Emotion, yes. So are needs the same as pain points? That's my question, first of all.
The needs can crystallize. The needs can crystallize as pain points.
Okay.
You can have a need. We are dealing with the realm of emotion, and in emotions, is that a positive or a negative emotion? At the end of the day, the needs could be pain points. What do you, as by need, what do you need to be walking away from? Or as a need, what do you need to be working towards, or what do you aspire to become that this house can help you fulfill as a symbol? That kind of thing.
Okay, so then moving on to feedback from our group.
Yeah.
So from like the previous classes from the beginning of this program, most times the case study that we usually use is real estate. So this time we decided to switch it up a little in the group and we used fintech as the case study, right? So what we tried to do was we realized that we cannot really talk about the needs, the money, and the emotions if we don't talk about maybe the ideal audience, like the people that have those needs, the people that would have the money to go for those needs, and the people that, go through the emotion. So what we concluded was that people are largely motivated by their pain points. And since you already said that needs crystallize into pain points, then that speaks to it. Then in terms of the need people in the fintech industry, we concluded together that the need will be financial freedom, like in general, financial freedom, and then probably the source of a passive income, right? So they can be earning without really lifting a finger. Then the other pain points that we identified for the audience, that we identified were Gen Zs and millennials. And the reason why we identified them were because Gen Zs, we want to catch them young, and they actually have a sort of income, which is allowances when they get them. And then millennials, they are professionals, people in the labor market, entrepreneurs, right? And so the pain point for Gen Zs would be wanting to generate some form of savings so that they will have freedom, right? Especially maybe after they are now done with school, they want to be able to have something they can call their own. Then for the millennials, we'll have things like they want to save to start a business, they want to pay rent, they want to leave a job they don't like, they want to pay school fees for their children, they want to further their education, they want to get married, they want to buy a car, a house. These are just things that can be like the need, or that the moment of their lives they can be in. Then there's also the part of retirement funds, wanting to save towards retirement, needing an emergency fund in case something like COVID happens again. And so that's for the need aspect. Then for the emotion aspect, being able to plug our products into like their pain point, into the needs that they have, we'll be able to trigger emotions like peace of mind, happiness, comfort, freedom, joy, and self-fulfillment. Right. Then in terms of money, I'm assuming that money has to do with like the source of income of this target audience that we have created in our, or that we have identified with the product. For the millennials, that's those that are working, they will have source of incomes like their salaries when they come in, which will be at the end of the month, side hustles, money that come in for side hustle can be like at any point during the month. Then entrepreneurs, right? So they make money from sale of their product or their services. And then for the Gen Zs, they make money mostly from allowances, or maybe if anybody just gives them money for giving stake, right? So, and in pointing out the need, we indicated that pointing out the need, this having a source of passive income, right? What we can how we can plug in the product to that is saying that the interest rate on savings is pretty high, especially compared to others in the market, and there are also high returns on investment. So those are just how we identify the needs, the money, and the emotions, right? So the question that now came up that we're not able to address with any of these things, the need, the money, and the emotions, was security. So in terms of convincing people of how secure their funds will be, because this is money, right? It's not like we're selling a product, but selling more of like a service kind of thing, and we're going to be collecting deposits from people. So like dealing with that need for security, that's where the lines may be blurred.
Okay, thank you very much, Oyinkansola. You're very spot on with all your analysis, but let me get the context of your question, because there's really no conflict. What did you say the blurry line was?
Security, so the reason why convincing people now, like even when the need is there, when the money is there, and when the emotion that you can connect to it is there, the reason why some people will still not be able to go for it is because of that aspect of security, right? Because if fintech is not a regular bank.
So you can have more than one need area that the product satisfies. That security is a need that is satisfied too. Is it not secure? It's a secure platform too, and it helps your future. And I'm listening.
Yeah, it's secure, but what I'm saying is the part of because I don't even know how to put it. So security and guarantee of savings and investment. Thank you, Adeshola. Like convincing the person now, that's the customer or the client or the prospect, that
their money is safe.
Yes.
Okay, I get what you're saying. That area is still that area is still. Somebody said that their money will not enter voicemail. It's a very powerful thing. Okay, you know what I think? That way, you may need to engineer something. It's either you go in direction of estuaries, which is get a bank or a financial institution to partner with you, or a reputable institution like somewhere like someone like KPMG or PwC, and they are called estuaries. They give you a certification, ISO 9000 and something, for your processes, saying that you do, because ISO, I think 9000 and 1008 says, do what you say, either 2008 or 2014, do what you say and say what you do. Do you understand? Which means if I promise you this money, you can be sure because I'm ISO certified, I will deliver it at that time. The other thing is that I also don't know how regulation works. What are the CBN rules around warehousing people's money or having people's money? I think because I worked on mobile money at the inception, as part of the things I tried to drive mobile money, there may be a CBN issue there. You see, there are some things that cannot be solved on the ground of emotions. There's some product issues that must be solved practically.
Is it me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Hello. Yeah, Juliet, you muted. Were you talking, Juliet? Okay, the bigger point I was making, my dear friends, is that you need to have a solution on the product itself so that people will not start thinking that this thing is a scam. People are going to ask for your origin, they will ask for your background, they will ask for who is on. You must find a means to legitimize your story, at least from a process standpoint. Either you go to a regulatory agency or you talk to someone who can take off the regulatory part for you. Like I know other banks that can sponsor your regulation. Whatever, you must go find some people that can actually help you to take care of that lacuna or that problem.
Okay, so far, right, I'm like coming from the angle of all these ones they are pointing out. So it is licensed by the CBN, right? The company is sort of licensed by the CBN and also licensed to collect deposits. So there's that, but is this something that we can actually like be putting out on a regular basis?
There's no need to put it out. If anybody asks you, let me also shock you with something. Be careful. Do you know that in product development, let me shock you. In product development, let me shock you. Many people don't see the weaknesses that you, the designer, think. By the time you enter the market, many people don't see those problems. But a lot of us are hung on those problems. What if they ask me what's my regulatory? Oh, what if they ask me what's my regulatory framework? So since you have it, just show them what CBN has done, or you could frame it in your customer service center. Frame it in your customer service center, so that when people come in, they see it. Don't let it be under the bushel. Openly let it be demonstrated that this is who you are as part of your product. CBN has accredited you to do this. That gives the person some more comfort. Wow, that's good. Except you don't have anything like that, then you can now say, okay, take it easy, a step at a time, and grow your credibility. But while you are doing that, you need to manage the fine tension between saying you don't have any regulation and pitching your service. You have to say your story in a way that you don't lie by saying that you have any accreditation at all, no. But at the same time, you don't allow things get so. Balance is the key word if you're doing business. You must be able to operate with balance so that you don't misrepresent anything to any authority when the time comes anybody asks you a question.
Yes.
That's it.
Okay, one last thing. I'm so sorry. One last thing. So, in the first class that you took, that was last week, you spoke about what can make you like stand out from competition. Now, so we're not able to address that in our group meeting before the time was up. So if you can just like probably shed some light on that.
Basically, the key is to trigger emotions all the time. The key is to find uncommon. You see that emotion where people sat in the car, where they sat on the seat of the car. Nobody can describe it. That moment just makes brains to sell. And it's the signature moment. Those are the kind of moments you're looking for. You're looking for the moment live the consumer, the radical reconnection between Lacasera and Gala on a hot sunny afternoon on the streets of Lagos inside Old Up. It's an unbelievable combination. That moment is rare. Other beverages have tried to put themselves into it. It's not possible. There's just that affinity. That moment is the moment you need to capture. You need to search for it. You need to understand that moment, you need to capture that moment and grow that moment. That's all you need.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. So the more rare the emotion and the complex interaction between that emotion and the human soul over your product, the more successful you're going to have a good product.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm good.
Okay. Thank you, everyone.
So much.
Okay. So can we continue now? Any other question, Juliet?
No, I think you've answered it all. If there's anyone I missed, please just indicate. But I think you answered it all.
Okay. So please, let's go on now.
Yes, Kenny, you need to launch a slide.
Launch my slides, Kenny. So the key technique here, my dear friends, is to be able to identify the emotions that's driving your target market. Of course, on one side, things like having the best products, operational excellence, and customer intimacy. These are the three hallmarks of a product that we sell. The product itself is very good so that it's able to maintain product leadership. The operations around the product is excellent so that it's not financially cumbersome for you to run the product and for people to buy the product from you. Number two, you have customer intimacy so that you have the best total overall solution to the customer. All of this is interacting, and this also answers to the integrity question. This is where you achieve the integrity from so that you have both leadership value and threshold value, which means that within the core and the ecosystem in which you're operating, within your business, your internal values support product leadership, customer intimacy, and operational excellence. And this three is used to deliver your product to the customer so that you don't even need too much of English or grammar, and neither do you need too much of, because all of this evokes their own emotions. When somebody has product leadership and is the best product, it will evoke his own good emotion. When someone has customer intimacy and best total solution, it will evoke emotions. When somebody has operational excellence that's very awesome and they are doing that at a very good cost, their customers will feel it. So what are we saying? This 360-degree energy must work together with your product on the inside so that you can't sell a bad product. That's what I'm saying. There are people that think that they can use emotion and branding and all these techniques to sell a bad product. No, you can't do that, because this is the basis of it. You have a good product that you want to make now popular, you want to sell. That's why you think about the psychology. You can't use psychology or brain to sell to people a weak product. No, it will backfire on your brand, and that may be the end of everything you've done. There's no need. Okay, let's go on. Let's go on. Yes, so which of the two is correct? Selling real estate or real estate sales? Which is correct out of the two? I need you guys to respond. Let me put that in the chat box very quickly. Which one is correct? Selling real estate versus real estate sales. Which one is correct? Or which one should we be doing? Is it selling real estate or is it real estate sales? Which one? Wow, nobody. Which one is better? Selling real estate or real estate sales? Okay, Prof at Pertinence says Real estate sales. Okay. Opayemi Yorokun says real estate sales. Selling real estate. Omotayo Ogunusi selling real estate. Omotola. So Omotayo, tell me why it is selling real estate. And Omotola and the second person, Omotola and Omotayo. Please tell me why. Tell me quickly why. Which one is correct and why? Hello? Does somebody want to tell me why they chose their answer?
Hello.
Yes, go ahead. Hello.
Aaron.
Hi.
Oh my God, I can't hear you. Let me just send you a message.
Oh, I can hear you loud and clear. Hello, Juliet.
Yes, I can hear Folakemi,
That's
right?
Folakemi.
Yeah, I'm about to talk. Yeah, I also want to say why I chose selling real estate.
Okay.
And that's because it sort of personifies my, what will I call it? My products. When I call it if I say it's real estate sales, it makes it like an object. I'm not connecting emotionally to that statement because it's sales is like random, it's like an object. When I say I'm selling real estate, like I put more emotions into it, like I'm selling an experience. My mind would connect more to what exactly do I want to pull out of real estate than if I say real estate sales. So I don't know if you get my difference, but that's why I chose it.
And I get it. And that question was deliberate. You are spot on.
Okay.
Real estate sales is blank and bland. If you keep doing real estate sales, you may not succeed there. What succeeds is selling real estate. Selling real estate or selling anything, selling fintech, selling anything that you're doing is that the operand is on selling and it's personal to you. You are the one putting the effort and energy, so it's personal. Of course, after you build systems at a level, you can begin to disengage. But in the initial stage of sales, for many people, you must be the one that is doing the selling. Many people are doing real estate sales when they hide behind flyer. You know, when you go to shop, right? Person not talking to you, just come and put something near your mirror. So they will say that this person has done 10,000 flyers today. And then people are expecting phone calls in the office that never come. Because what you are doing is real estate sales. You are hiding behind the flyer. Yes, you are distributing flyer, but you are not selling anything. You are trusting that the sale will take off by itself. You've turned real estate sales to an orphan. It's like an orphan. Look at it on the ground. So flat, so flabby, no emotion. Real estate sales. It's final, it's total, no continuity. Everything is stationary and everything is at an end. That's real estate sales. It's not moving. But selling real estate means that there's a progression and a trial and some effort, and you're going on and on the journey because you want to sell a piece of real estate. I hope your difference is clear. Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, it's clear. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So which one should we be, which is correct? Which is correct out of the two? We agree selling real estate. Number two, which should we be doing out of that two? Which one should we be doing more of? Is it selling real estate or real estate sales? Which one should we be doing more of?
Okay. Edith says selling real estate.
Thank you, Edith. Why do you say so, though, Edith? Why do you say so, Edith?
Hello, because because the way you explain it now, it is continuous. You continue to do that. You continue to do that.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Why should we do it? Okay. And how should we do it? Can somebody just attempt to answer how should we do it? Since we know what we should do and why we should do it, how should we now do it? Can somebody give me advice?
Somebody has a contrary answer. Mukola is saying we should be doing real estate sales more.
Why?
I think she should. Mukola, if you can unmute yourself and let us hear your point of view on that. Mukola, are you there?
Hello, Bukola.
Hello, so I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear me?
We can hear you now. We can hear you now.
Okay, I said I agree that selling real estate is personal. It's what you do, and it's you get emotional with that. But we should be doing real estate sales more, because yes, we want to make more sales as salespeople. So this is our objective. That's my own understanding of the question.
Real estate sales, you see, okay, which one is correct? Best-selling author or author that sells? Which one is correct?
Best-selling author. Best-selling author.
Thank you. If I say best-selling real estate agents or salesman versus real estate salesman that is best-selling, can you see how awkward it is?
Yeah, exactly.
See, selling is the energy that is driving real estate. There's nothing like real estate sales. Real estate sales sounds like the name of a department or a phenomenon. Okay. Selling real estate is where the action is. The emphasis is on the selling. Successful real estate firms are successful not because they are a real estate firm, but because they are sales engine is strong enough to compensate for real estate. Like my friend Joshua always says, Joshua says that selling is the compensation for production. So selling is the function. Real estate sales is the outcome. What you do is selling the real estate. The eventual sales is the outcome or the name of the department. Somebody said English. It's not English, so it has psychological meanings. There's a psychological attachment. If I say best-selling author or author that sells, there's a big difference. The best-selling author is that is the energy that is powering. There are many real estate organizations and real estate sales would go on there all the time. But selling real estate means that's why you wake up in the morning. In fact, you are building the house because you want to sell. So your designing of the house all the way from inception is because there's a sale in front. Are we together? There's some transmission issue somewhere.
Are you there?
Okay, we're back now.
Whether it's a
I can hear you now. Okay. I can hear you.
All right.
Okay, so that's what I feel. I hope I make some sense. Or more tola. Okay. Thank you. Okay, let's go on now so we can finish the slides. So how should we do it? Any ideas about how we should do it? We should do it vigorously and with energy. We should do it with passion and with focus and purpose. Give me the next slide, please.
Kenny.
So here are the places where the rubber meets the road. How do you sell ice to an Eskimo? I need you guys to contribute. How do you sell your products in a crowded, saturated marketplace where no one wishes to buy and wherever they want to buy, there are many alternatives already? How do you do this? My own definition of salesmanship: how would the deaf and dumb man describe to the blind man how the lame man they both knew worked? So watch this. There is a deaf and a dumb man. That deaf and dumb man, how will he describe to the blind man that there's a lame man that both of them knew? How would he tell him that the man has started working? How would the deaf and dumb man describe to the blind man that the lame man that both Mr. Deaf and Dumb and Mr. Blind Man used to know has started working? How do you do that? Let's start from there. We'll go to question 2 and question 1. That question 3, salesmanship. How would the deaf and dumb man describe to the blind man how the lame man they both knew worked? You speak to the dumb in front of the child. That's so African. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. How do you solve that problem? Can somebody help me? Once you solve that problem, how to sell gets clearer. Okay, John Aja, please speak.
John, you can mute yourself.
Okay, sorry, my video will not have to come on because this is a bit dark. So how would the deaf and dumb man describe to the blind man how the lame man they both knew worked? It's a thing of talking with the lame man that worked, because the lame man can both see him and can also speak. The lame man will be the middle person between the deaf and dumb and then the blind man, because they were initially friends. So there is actually a middleman coming in there in the place of the lame man that started working, and he's the one in the best position to explain to the blind man how he worked.
Wisdom. Okay, any other person? Thank you for that answer.
Edith saying, show the deaf man the lame walking and let the blind touch and walk with the lame that's now walking.
Wow, you guys are thinking deep. Thank you for that, Edith. Edith Odeku, thank you. Any other person?
Yeah, I want to try.
Okay.
How do I raise my hand?
Go on.
Yeah.
Okay, so my idea is that you connect with each of them. So you're going to have to dramatize a lot. You're going to have to demonstrate to the deaf and dumb, and possibly bring the lame man. Like if the lame man is available, you can bring him along. But if he's not available, you have to really demonstrate. The point is to connect to each of those people. So for the deaf and dumb, of course, he can see, but he can't, respond. So you have to just demonstrate a lot to him. And then for the blind one who cannot see, you have to speak to him. So it's basically connecting to their pain point or connecting to their specific needs. And then they'll be able to see together what you're trying to say.
So thank you for that answer. I can see some answers in the chat box. Just mirroring what you're saying. Show the deaf man the lame walking and let the blind man touch and walk with the lame that is now walking. At the end of the day, you must bring everybody to everybody and enter their feelings.
Yeah.
Your capacity to sell must go beyond the eyes, the ears, the skin. You must enter into the realm that is beyond their sight. Most of the guys who you are doing or selling to are in many ways blind. They are probably deaf and dumb. Your work is to open up people's senses and communicate beyond the five senses about what you are selling in a way that you evoke the response of a reaction to you, which is what you want. Can I have other comments before I go to how do you sell your products in the marketplace where where there's already competition and no one wants to even buy? How do you fight? How do you in that market space sell? How do you sell? Can someone help me as a salesman? And secondly, how do you sell ice to an Eskimo? Eskimos live inside ice. How do you sell ice to Eskimo? Can someone give me an answer to any of the two or the two, whichever one?
Bukola is saying by differentiating the products and making them know how yours is the best.
Bukola, what you? How do you sell ice to an Eskimo is what I said. Eskimo lives inside, there's abundance of ice. So how do you differentiate ice where Eskimo is at the polar region? Please explain to me, Bukola.
I think she's addressing question 2. How do you sell your product in a crowded, saturated marketplace?
Oh, okay. So how do you sell your product in a crowded, saturated marketplace? How do you sell it? Can someone help us? Where no one wants to buy, and when somebody wants to buy, there are many alternatives. Can someone help us, please? Can someone give us some information in that respect? How do you do that? Whoa. Hello?
John has his hand up.
Okay, John, I'm hearing you, John.
John, please unmute yourself.
Okay, I want to take the second question. How do you sell your product in a crowded, saturated market where no one wishes to buy and where they want to? there are many alternatives already. Now, with regards to that, now there is this scenario of the Blue Sea and the Red Sea. The Red Sea is the one where there are already big sharks ready to devour the small ones coming up, and that's the current capitalist world, where the big players in the industry will want to eat up any small player that is coming up. And how would you, as a small player coming into that big market, survive? The first thing that comes to mind here is creating a niche for yourself. What are those big players doing that they are not doing well, or what can you bring into the picture that is a little bit different from what is already happening? And that will give you a peculiarity in that mass market where that is already saturated, and you get your own share of the market. So that's my thoughts, though.
I agree with you. Awesome. Folakemi Sola said, give the Eskimo an experience with eyes that he might not have realized was even possible. You must do something to your offerings. You see, salespeople are very powerful, but they are supposed to come back and give us feedback all the time about the sales funnel, who is happening, what is happening, who is buying what, who is in charge of what are the new trends. It is remarkable how salespeople are supposed to integrate with the market and create some results for the businesses that we run. All right. So for the first one, how do you sell eyes to an Eskimo? The answers are there already. Package the eyes, find new offerings, differentiate the product. All of that is only saying one thing. All of that is saying to the strategy. At the end of the day, this must be done, but it will require that we think differently, because there's competition on your way. There are people that have the bigger budgets on your way. You have, as a salesman, you and your business, at any extent or at any level, must find very heavy amount of alternatives in the market space. There was a product in the United States. Sorry, I want to read what that person has written. I will different their type of eyes from the type of eyes I'm selling. The eyes does not emit what. Can you see salesmen? I will differentiate their eyes, the type of their own eyes from type of my own eyes I'm selling. Their eyes does not melt easily, while mine melt easily to give them water. Differentiate. Thank you. Give the Eskimo the experience with eyes that he might not have realized was even possible in a crowded market. Carve a niche. Ensure that it meets the needs of the majority of HNIs, then stay until you are irresistible. Yeah, that's the idea. Stay until you're very irresistible. I've seen there's a product. I was trying to tell you about a product. Please, can you give me the next slide? In the United States, that actually flopped. Yes. That actually flopped. It flopped only because the salesmanship was very floppy. You see, don't ever sell just bland, because your product is a product at the end of the day. What is your business? Like I identified to us earlier, until Coke determined that water was their competition, they were still behind in trying to match Pepsi all over the world. The minute they discovered that their real competition was water, their businesses skyrocketed, I mean. Know and understand your productization and segmentation, what segment and what place. What is the competition doing and what is their strategy? You must continuously review your industry. You must understand the customer and consumer movement of your products and understand the hacks or the mental frames of mind and how to enter. That's the psychology of sales, the psychology of selling that is running your opponent and within your industry. It's absolutely important that you master it. Okay, can we go to the next slide? Which is the full, that last one is the full psychology of sales program. I don't have time to go there today. Yes, that's the last slide. Please, there's a whole mind ask for how to penetrate people's minds. But please, as a salesman, please psychologically give less options. I just give you 10 pieces of advice out of 100. Don't make it overwhelming. Don't stress people. When there is too much options, it stresses people and they don't know which one to choose. Make sure that you don't take no for an option. Always find a means. Somebody gives you a no. For example, use what you call converters, like yet. Somebody says, I'm not buying house from you. Just add yet. The person would laugh, and then you've shifted that position. Prioritize the fear of loss over the reward of gain. Let them see what it takes because you're trying to sell. Then there are times to walk away. There are times to take the sale away. Be unreasonable, then be back to reality. At times, try and use humor. But make sure that you're playing that yin and yang because you're breaking the person down psychologically. Be reasonable, come back to reality. Be unreasonable, sorry, come back to reality. As you do that, you are weakening the person. Then sell on the emotional trigger. What is the emotional need that this person has, and what is the emotional trigger that your own product has? Find a means of firing the emotional trigger on your own product. Find a way of firing it to the emotional need in the life of your consumer. And always build value that exceeds the price, and then fight against any forms of suspicion. Make sure the client trusts you. Gather a crowd and mirror your client's behaviors, even if you don't know what's going on. As a bonus, I would like to share with you a very brief, please go to the next slide, please, a very brief model. You see, whatever you are doing in salesmanship from a mental perspective, please, can you go to the next slide? From a mental perspective, there are 4 types of sales models psychologically. You are either a consultant, that is someone that's always looking for solution. You're very solutions driven, or you're a relationship kind of sales personality, which is you always loving your clients, working with them, working on the relationship. The third type is the hard worker. You don't give up easily. You are like a bulldozer. You're always selling and selling and selling, whether they say yes or no. Your real asset is that you want to use the bragado and the bravado to push down every form of resistance. And then there's the challenger. Challengers are people that present a higher level and they drag the customer to come and meet them at that level. They're also master salesmen. All these 4 types, some people have 2, some persons have 1. It's a blend and a mix. And most organizations, here's what we found out. If your MD is a consultant kind of salesman, that is the kind of organization you would have. If your MD is a very hardworking consultant salesman, someone that consult before he does one thing, that's the kind of person that eventually the entire business will be. All of you will just be hard workers. Whatever you do cannot stay. At the end of the day, every organization mirrors the DNA and the behavior of the leadership of that business. So whatever type of behavioral pattern you have in the leadership of the business will be the kind. If you're a consultant kind of salesman, that's the kind of person you're going to be hiring. That's how your office will be. That's how your business would be. The relationship kind of very senior consultant, the same thing will happen. What are we saying at the end of the day? As individuals and as businessmen, we need to be aware which one we are predominantly and which one does your client want to listen to per time. As a form of exercise, I will roll out very quickly. If I have 3 volunteers, I will tell you your predominant selling styles and what you need to do, because some clients they don't listen to relationship. They think that you want to be CC with them. They want consultant. That's what they want. And if you know what's good for you, just become their consultant. Otherwise, you won't be able to achieve it. Okay, so can I'm exiting full screen because I want to see you people's. Can you give me everybody's face? I want somebody to volunteer.
Okay, can you take off the slide? Yes. All right. So.
Okay, so please volunteer.
We just need you to raise up your hands. We pick you up, identify you.
Please, I didn't get all the predominant selling points. I didn't get the 4.
It's not a selling point, so selling styles.
Selling styles, sorry.
Consultant selling styles,
Okay.
Relationship selling styles, hardworking selling styles, and challenger selling styles.
Challengers, okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So who wants to volunteer? And like I said, organizations generally, okay, Godwin Solomon. Excuse me, where's Godwin Solomon? Can I see your hand? Where's Godwin?
Okay.
Oh, Godwin, I would have loved to see your video. But Godwin, you are predominantly consultant. You're predominantly consultant and some challenger. Yes, don't forget every salesman will have all the 4, but you are, first of all, you are so in love with consultants. You are predominantly consultant and challenger. To you, you think that you maintain relationship, but there are people that do relationship higher than you. We are first of all consultant kind of salesman and challenger kind of salesman. And like I said, salesmen take the mode of the organization they work in. Whichever organization you find yourself would shape the type of way that you open up your sales. Okay, some other people have raised their hand. Sorry, who did I profile just now? Is that Solomon? Is that the name?
Godwin Solomon.
Okay, Solomon, do you want to give me feedback? You are first of all consultant. Solomon, you are first of all consultant, and there is some big challenger inside you. Of course, you're a relationship person. You love to relate, but those are your three: consultant, challenger, and relationship. But you are predominantly firstly consultant.
Okay, please, we need your video on for this.
How were you able to provide it like that?
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much for that feedback. I would like to find out what metrics did you use? How were you able to?
No. That is beyond the scope of this class. I can explain to you, but that's beyond the scope of this class.
Okay.
I can't break that down in this class. If you want us to do that, which is how do you profile? It's useful for you as a salesman so that you know how to sell. How do you look at somebody and profile them so that you can sell to them? That's a different module altogether, not this one.
All right.
Yes, it's beyond the scope of this class. It can be taught. I've done it for many years. Yeah, I'm listening.
I said your deductions are right.
My deductions are right.
Yeah.
Did you hear the way he spoke, the way he said deductions? Your deductions are right. Look at the way you look at your hand. Look at your hand. I think your deductions are right. That's a consultant. I think your deductions are right. Your professor, consultant model, that's the way you sell. That's your best selling model. And so if you want to succeed as a salesman, gather more knowledge and be a consultant to your clients. Like this, they'll buy more from you. Like this, you'll be more successful. That's your predominant style selling. Okay, I can see 6 people's hands. So thank you, Godwin, for volunteering to be my first candidate.
Thank you so much. I appreciate.
Yes, brother. Tell me, who else is raising their hands?
We have Uche.
Uche, where's Uche? I want to see Uche's face. Where's Uche?
Your video needs to be on for us to do this exercise.
Where's Uche?
I'm here. Hello?
I'm looking for your picture.
I'm here.
Okay.
Can you hear me highlight Uche?
I'm here. Hello?
I'm looking for your...
Hello?
Are you the one playing music on the ground?
Not me.
This is Uche.
My screen is now... Okay, let me look for... Oh, this is Uche?
Yes, sir.
Okay, pleased to meet you, Uche. You are both relationship and hard worker. You love to relate, you love your clients to a fault. You love to love your clients and you work hard. You don't let them go. Once somebody becomes your friend, it will take years for them to drop being your friend. It's not easy to unfriend you. You are relationship and hard worker. So your relationship and hard worker quadrants are very high and very huge if we were to do the psychometrics. So that's your model. You build relationship over a long time and they come and buy something big from you. They owe you. They buy from you because they owe you. They're like, Uche, I need to buy from Uche. It's like your money is in their pockets for weeks and months and they are saving up to buy from you. So you're a relationship and hard work genius as a salesperson.
Thank you, sir. You're right.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you rate me?
6. 6.
6 over 10.
Yes, sir.
What's the remaining 4?
6 over 10. Remaining 4. 6. I can't explain the remaining 4, but I try keeping making friends. Even my businesses, it's only my friends that have been buying from me. If I meet you today, I keep you as friends. Even for example, if 2 months ago, there is a friend of mine that I met. he told me he wanted to buy real estate. I was not even talking about real estate. I was just talking about something else with him. You know, when he told me, let's go to site, and I said, don't worry, we're going to go to site, but not now, you know. I tried to know his office. I became friends with his family before I now later bought. So it's true, you're right about that.
Can you guys see the relationship programming?
All my clients are all my friends. I don't rush my business. I take my time, especially real estate, not food thing. I don't rush it.
Yeah, so here's the lesson. Every salesperson has their own template and programming. You have how you do your sales. You have your natural circuits. Don't attempt to use another person's circuits. Start from, can you see what Uche said? Uche had the clients. The client said, oh yeah, I want to say, no sites. Friendship first. It's after we've been friends for a while, you drop money later. All right. Okay, any other person?
Quite a lot.
Wow.
Quite a lot. We have limited time now. We have Ademola next.
When next are you coming? Because for me, my video is not starting and I don't know why. It has been giving me problems. So when next we come, maybe you do profiling.
No, this is my last my last class and on the Sales Academy. And the plan is to see this part is just to show you that you have your predominant selling style. Out of these 4, stay with it, master it, and because you want to grow, extend to others. And the second reason why I'm showing you this is that as a salesman, you must also know how to map your client and the skill set that all salespeople need. All right. Let me take Juliet. What time is the program? The program is start by 7, right? But we need to finish soon, Abi.
So we need to finish this in the next 2 minutes.
Oh, okay. So how many can we take then?
It's the numbers are quite high. We have close to 10 people here right now. If we start, we're not going to finish it. So
maybe just take one more.
Okay.
Take me.
Just choose one.
It has to be first come, first served.
Okay, let me take. Let me take Folakemi.
Thank you.
She's the first person that said take me. Okay, so Folakemi, you are consultant, and you are consultant and relationship. You are consultant and relationship.
Interesting.
Although there is a challenger and there is some hard work, but you are predominantly firstly consultant.
Oh.
You are predominantly firstly consultant. You are a knowledge, you sell by knowledge.
Okay. But like I have all 4.
No, everybody has all 4.
Okay.
But people have you are predominantly consultant salesperson. You sell first by bodies of knowledge. But do you know that? Can you see that? What if you think that's the way you would say? That's your syntax predominantly.
True.
From the consultant, there's a flavor of a challenger. You want to take things higher. You would like to be in charge of luxury products. You like command and control. But you are this consultant is shooting high to challenger. But you are typically, first of all, a consultant. And the second one, you want to maintain very good and cordial relationships with your clients. Those are the 2 models by which you sell, first of all, and ab initio.
Thank you.
All right. So thank you very much, everyone. Juliet, I hand over to you.
Yes, thank you so much. I'm so sorry we couldn't take everything.
Sorry, can we get the slide?
Of course, yes.
Especially those of us that are just joining today.
Okay, so for those just joining today, not only do you get the slide, you also get the recorded session of the past session.
And those of last week. And those of last week.
Everything. You get everything of the Sales Academy. Okay. This is the 4. So you get the recordings of day 1, 2, 3 till 8, actually. Okay. We're just compiling them and we'll share it. We'll share everything on the group.
Thank you.
So for those that are not yet on the WhatsApp group, I beg you to please WhatsApp group. We send text message to everyone. maybe as in direct message or one, you didn't get it, the link itself into the WhatsApp group. 1. 2, if during the course of this program, basically there might be 1 or 2 persons in your network that you know would benefit from this training the next time we run it. There's a link to a form, the referral form. Please share that link to those persons so that can you Opeyemi? Okay. Share the message posted right now to your friends or your colleagues or anyone you think this program will benefit him or her. And then also tomorrow, so a beautiful thing about joining the Sales Academy is that you are in a way into our network. So tomorrow we have a program called the Money Series. It's a program that's been running for the past 2 months. And we bring in businessmen, veterans in business, basically, to talk to us and share more insights on how they've been able to build their businesses, the lessons they've learned, and so we learn from their experiences. So instead of having to wait 10, 20 years to learn how to do something, you can get that within a 2-hour or a 1-hour session. So the Money Series continues tomorrow. For those that were in last week, we had the swell time, and we're also going to have the same tomorrow. We would share details on the flyer, the details of the program on the WhatsApp group. So as soon as you get it, please click and join and sign up for it tomorrow. We've launched the feedback poll. I need everyone to please fill the form. We want to get your feedback. We want to know what we did right and what we did wrong, so we can improve on it before the end of this program and also for subsequent ones. So please click on the poll that just popped up on your screen and fill the form. We need as many responses as possible. We have about 44 of us here right now, and we need to see everyone fill this form so that we can improve on what we are doing right now. Please fill this form before you leave. We would really, really, really appreciate it. And once again, thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. I'm positive that we were able to address 1 or 2 things on our sales experience. Also, we can share our testimonials and feedbacks on the WhatsApp group and here, and also in the chat room. So let us know how good we're doing. Let us know if there's something you want us to address, if there's anything you want us to deal with. Let us get those feedback in the WhatsApp group. Bolaji, please share my number, so you know, so you have it. So if you want to share anything directly to me, you can also send that as a text message or SMS or even a phone call. So we are waiting for you to fill the feedback. We have 19 of the 39 persons here right now. Please fill this form so that we can make the best out of this program. Thank you. Kenny, we are also waiting for you. You know what to do. Okay, we're waiting, 29, 23 of 39. Thank you, Bolaji. So that's my contact details. If you need to reach us on anything, if you need to get a message across to us, if you need to let us know about anything, basically. So that's my contact details. You could place a call or send a text message. Thank you so much for being with us. Thank you so much for joining in again. The next class is on Wednesday. The next class is on Wednesday by 7 p.m. Sorry, the next class is on Saturday, tomorrow by 3 p.m. But tomorrow we'll have Demola Adeoye coming in, joining us. We call him the humorist, basically. So we are in for fun, we are in for learning with fun, basically. So there's going to be a whole great deal of learning and fun tomorrow. So join us again tomorrow by 3 p.m., 3 to 6. And after which we would also join into the morning series that kicks off by 7 p.m. No, morning series is by 7 p.m. tomorrow. The Sales Academy is by 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. tomorrow. Tomorrow we are meeting back here again by 3 p.m. and end by 6. Then we would come back here again for the morning series by 7 and would run through till 9. So it's
Online is a vast universe.
How do we get the list of recommended books?
And in this video, I'm going to show you how anyone can quickly and easily create doodle videos.
I will send him a reminder to get a list from here.